Yo, 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 yo. It is another episode of the Weekend Ron. This is your boy Ron. That's super duper. That's Leroy Green. Tonight we got a good show for you, a jam-packed show. We're going to talk about Ransom and Boldy James. We're going to talk about Sahada Prince, some comments he's been making. We're going to talk about LaRussell, his comments about Lil Wayne. We're also going to talk about should hip-hop be political during this time of 2026. Also, Jill Scott dropped a new album after 10 years with a lot of hip hop influence on it, and so much more. But anyway, I want you to hit like and subscribe, do the needful. Make sure you tell a friend. Check us out. It's the Weekend Round. We're a little late this week. We had some things we had to take care of the ladies. Mrs. Ron had to get the time, you know what I mean? So, I kind of didn't do my due diligence. I had to do my thing. I know Leroy was probably laid up with a couple, you know what I'm saying? Super was probably laid up with one. I ain't gonna put nobody's business out there, you know what I mean? We back. I don't have my shades. I know if y'all not, I know y'all be missing
You
this,
good.
whatever the
You
case,
good.
you can see me today. But let's get to it. So let's just go right into it.
They probably think we got a new host.
Yeah, Ransom and Boldy James. Let's talk about it. Salvation for the Wicked. My man from Canada produced the joint. Was it Craven? Nicholas Craven produced it?
Yep.
I thought the record was dope. Really short and simple. I always talk about people that collaborate well. Ransom is one of those type of people that can collaborate with different people. I think he worked with Primo. He worked with Dave East. So many different people, right? And I think this is another example of him just being in his pocket. I thought the concept of the record was good. The title was dope. Salvation for the Wicked. It was a very easy, short list, only 7 songs, 20 minutes. I thought it was dope. My favorite joint from the joint was what was it? I liked Offerings was dope. That was one of my favorite ones. Something on repeat. Forgiveness.
Is it?
Forgiveness. The joint was dope. I thought the joint was dope. Joint was dope. Leroy, what say you about Salvation for the Wicked?
I thought the joint was cool. You know what I'm saying? So sometimes I'm just gonna think it's cool. You know what I'm saying? It's not bad. It's not super crazy, but it's cool. I think that they have a particular vibe that they ride, and I could tell when somebody just like cook something up real quick. Now I don't know. They could have just periodically worked on it, but I'm just saying it may have been quick. Salvation for the Wicked. I think the word salvation is something that stuck out to me because to me salvation is what you get while you're alive. Nobody really agrees with me. They think salvation is what you earn after death. So that's my opinion. Sinner's first song was dope. What do you say? I can't ask the Lord to save me, no place in heaven to take me. That's a bleak line. Gamble with life just to remember, ain't no risk for the free. So Ransom, you know what I mean? He's an integrity dude, man. I can appreciate that. Collection plates have kind of like the gospel sample with it. He talks about riding dirty. Shout out to Geechee Gotti, man. I don't make no judgments about people that do what they got to do because I know what it's like to have to get some money. You know what I mean? So I don't blame that. It just is what it is. But I think in the battle rap world and in the hip hop world, we should work together a little bit better, get this bread. Boldy, he said better rap performance when I'm standing at the sink. That was dope. Offerings, dope. The horn on that, the saxophone samples, dope. Field of Nightmares, the closest to hurt you, so keep it close. And that's a bar that stuck out to me. Most of the time, it's somebody close to you, right? Leather Sandals, that was dope. I had to take all these L's just for me to win once. That's the thing too, man. It's like you got to be comfortable with taking L's in order to get that win. So I can see that, right? It's about risk taking. So overall, it was a short project, and I think it was cool. You know what I mean? I think from the two rappers' perspective, I think to keep up with Ransom, I think is difficult, bro. I'm not gonna lie to you. If I had to do a track with Ransom, I really have to bar it up because Ransom is no joke. And not saying that Boldy is not capable. Boldy as well, also super capable MC. So I don't want to I'm just saying it's just different styles, like slightly different styles. That's all I'm saying. Not one is better than the other, just different styles. You know what I'm saying? So I think it was cool. I think it was respectful, and I'm a fan of both. I'm a fan of both. You know what I mean? So I mean, it's not like I'm banging on them or nothing like that. I think it was cool though. You know what I'm saying?
Super, what's that you?
I love it. Honestly, I mean, I think on the surface, if you listen to this album on the surface, it can go over your head a little bit. But when you really listen to the album title, Salvation for the Wicked, and you go by the songs and the theme, I'm glad that the album is short. It's 7 tracks. It possibly could have been really 6. One of them tracks could have left. They could have left off. When you look at the theme of the album, I mean, they basically, from the title name, sinners, forgiveness, collection plate, offerings, 16 ties, leather sandals. The theme of this is like forgiveness for sinners. You know what I mean? Like, forgive me for my circumstances. I've been put in a bad situation and I did a lot of messed up things. You know what I'm saying? And so, like, throughout the album, I really like how, like, Boldy, I mean, especially, man, shout out to Boldy James, man. I think this is a nice challenge for him to get on with a lyricist like Ransom, somebody that's respected like that as a lyricist, and get on these beats and get on these tracks with them and hold it down. And I really believe, man, I ain't lying, man. I mean, the more and more I get into Boldy James, the more and more I'm becoming a big fan of him. And when you really pay attention to Boldy, man, Boldy got a lot of slick metaphors. Like, he's a lot better than what's on the surface. Like,
Great at metaphors.
Great at metaphors. His hook making is great. His hooks is dope. And just this album, the theme, like I said, I mean, you got Detroit meets Jersey, and you're getting beats from a Canadian. You know what I mean? And like the way that they came together and the way that it works, Boldy with his monotone, laid back flow, and Ransom with his, his voice, like you could tell, like, how they working and playing off of each other when, Boldy come in with his mellow voice and then Ransom come in and pick up the energy with his bars and with the way that he spit and his style. And it just works good together. This is what hip hop needs, man. More of these type of mashup style clashes and guys challenging and pushing each other with an actual theme and making music that actually makes sense, man. I'm sure we're gonna go get a little bit more into it, but my favorite song on here, honestly, is Collection Plate. Shout out to Young Chris, man. He got another song out right now. It seems like he about to make a return to the rap scene. He been back outside a little bit. He got a song right now called Fine Wine and Steak. That's dope as hell. That just dropped on Friday. And it's dope. But on his verse on here on Collection Plate, I mean, he talk about his mom having cancer and just the regrets and like how they play off of using like the metaphors and how they relate everything kind of to the dope game and to just real life, man. It's a real slick themed album. It's more to it than that's there on the surface. And I think they did a good job, man. I mean, I honestly do. Boldy on there, he talking about what he want to do and, what he doing, what he had to do to feed his family. It's the line on Collection Plate where he say, if you woke up broke this morning, you should have never went to sleep. I love that line right there from Boldy, man. Like, that's but yes, man, I mean, the album is dope to me. It's dope to me. It's short enough. It's perfectly fit, and it leaves you wanting more. So shout out to both of them, man. Shout out to both of them, for real.
Let me just say 2 things real quick, right? Young Chris, if people say that your flow influenced Jay-Z, you might want to lean on that as a marketing thing. I mean, I
like that. I like the switch up from him. No, I like it. I like that he ain't sounding like I like that he switched it up. Like,
yeah, I'm just saying you of course you don't have to do it nothing, but I'm just saying if people are saying that, you may want to lean on that. I know somebody that knows you. You know what I mean? Sometimes you got to step out of the street. You know what I'm saying? You just have to, because sometimes your presence is too important to the music for you to even entertain the street anymore. It's not that you don't want to or that you can't, but you're needed over here. You feel what I'm saying?
Hey,
so I'm not.
You know what? I was going to say that too.
Yeah, I ain't trying to step on your gangster. You know
I was going to say something similar to what you just kind of alluded to. And Boldy got a way, like, when you listen to Boldy, man, like, it's a lot of realness and real. Like, I'm listening to Boldy, I'm like, man, I hope you chilling out, man. I hope you ain't really.
You gotta chill, bro.
These moves, like,
you gotta,
because it sounds so believable in the way that he talk about it.
It's
like
real.
so effortlessly, and it just like it fits so well. It don't sound like just rap sometimes. You know what I mean? It sounds like the truth.
You gotta chill.
And Boldy, I mean, I think that he one of those rappers that, I mean, he said it on one of those songs that, like his life too real to put just in bars. Like, it's too much shit that he can really say. It's too much that he done, and it's just like, on the song, even Forgiveness. I mean, I like how Boldy, it's pretty much a salute to females. His verse is like, it's a salute to females out here grinding, doing what they do, and getting to their money without even a man in sight, and how they holding it down, and, it's a salute to them. So I like that how he he metaphored it up and borrowed it up, and he kind of
Boldy
related
dope.
the female to the drug game, and it was just like it was a dope flip, man. And 16 ties, how they did the number flow and number flow scheme.
Boldy dope. Like
Boldy really, this album really is it's a highlight to him. Like if you really got to pay attention to this man, Boldy, man, you really do. He underrated lyrically, and it's more to what he's saying than just dope.
I just want to make this point though too with really talented MCs, like I mentioned Geechee Gotti. I understand why it's so difficult to pull away from the street and quote, because you're pulling away from where your friends is at. Like my homies hang out over there. I'm supposed to not hang out with my homies. So I understand like that's very tough decision, bro. So but I'm just saying sometimes your presence is so needed over here that you just gotta do it. Plus, you're gonna take a pay cut. When you stop hanging out in the street, your money's gonna go down. So I understand, bro. Like, you're gonna take a huge loss stepping away from the street. Don't think I don't understand. But sometimes, brothers, your presence is too valuable in music. It just is, bro. You know what
If
I
there's
mean?
one criticism that I will give on the album, the production is dope. So it's not even a real criticism. But listening to the album, I'm just thinking like, man, we really starting to lean into this type of sound, like real heavy, with these soulful loops and this style. I'm worried about us playing it out, like really, like you know what I mean. I think that after a while, like we are gonna have to switch up the sound and lean more. I am looking forward to Bodie and especially Bodie, rapping over some more. Y'all know me. I like musical beats. I like more full sounding beats. This is a challenge that I think that I would like to see him step up to on his next mixtape or whatever. He dropped mixtapes. He dropped music all the time. I still want him to step his game up a little bit and step out there on the production and go against what he actually do some like on the consistent basis because he makes so much music. A switch up from Bodie James just will be a nice surprise. It'd be a pleasant surprise. It hurt his bass. It wouldn't do nothing major. Just some
Yeah.
more maybe up-tempo beats, something a little bit more full, a little bit more musical, like I was saying with the Conway.
I mean, yeah,
Dope,
but
dope album.
aside from the music, which I would agree on that point, where you can play out a sound if you keep doing it. But the audience too is really sharp out here too. Like the audience nowadays is really smart. Like these kids grew up in the internet era and all that. So when you talking to them, they highly intelligent. So we got to also step up the messaging too. And that's not a shot at Boldy and Ransom because they are very capable of doing that. You know what I mean? That's not a reach for them to do that. You know what I mean? So I'm just saying overall, like the whole game, like the audience is very smart. Like these kids are not like they not slow. You know what I'm saying? They smart. They wasn't outside. They was inside on the computer. They was doing their homework assignments on the computer. They was going to school on it. You know, so these kids is different, bro. Yeah, they're smart.
But yeah, I think that I gotta give it to them on the album theme. I think, just the questioning, like when you listen to the album, the questioning that they questioning themselves and even like you said with Ransom, like wondering if he's good enough for heaven. Like, man, ain't nowhere, if I asked if I can get in, ain't no place for me up here. Ain't nowhere where they gonna take me. Like with the shit
Right.
that I done, I didn't mean no harm, but this is just what I had to do. This is what my lifestyle brought me to. You know what I mean? And it just like I think that was a dope thing. Even though, like you said, maybe it is what it is. This rap, they rappers. They gonna talk about their street shit. So streets
Hey
gonna
man,
always it's always gonna mix into the music, but you got to be able to pull out the context and the subject matter and the theme. And they did it. I think this is great. I do. I think that the subject matter and theme. I mean, is there a heaven for a gangster? Has always been a question that we had out there, and I think that this is one of them albums that's asking that question.
let me tell you how I would look at it. Now, no one has to look at it the same way, but if I was being questioned at the gates of heaven, I would kind of bring up the scale, right? I would say you got a scale, and you have my good deeds, and you have my bad deeds. Let's put it on a scale and see what you know what I mean. What is more? You know what I'm saying? So that's how I would do it. Is that the
Right,
right
but
answer? I don't
and
know.
that's really
I never been before, so I don't
that's
know.
honestly though that is what they doing with the album, Leroy.
Okay.
They win, and that's why it goes into the dope games, and it's like they weighing their lives on the scale. Like I know I got more bad, but is it salvation for the wicked? You know what I mean? So like I
Yeah. No,
got
I got.
my lifestyle has made me do more bad than good. but my
Yeah,
heart was in the right place. You know what I mean? I didn't mean to. I just had to. That's how they feeling. You know what I mean? So
I
I
appreciate.
me too.
Yeah, that's dope. And I think those type of questions should be answered. There's a religious aspect to hip hop. There's a political aspect to hip hop. There is a content argument about hip hop. I think all these things should be addressed, right? Why not? What else are we doing?
But before we get into that, make sure if you have not heard Boldy James Ransom Salvation for the Wicked, go check it out on Spotify, Apple Music, Amazon Music, Tidal, wherever you get your music from on YouTube, wherever the case may be. Check out the album. It's a really dope album, really short. Shout out to Nick Craven as well, dope producer from Canada. He chopped some of that soul up. Very interesting. But let's get into
No
let's
doubt.
get we can't do this pod without talking about this rollout. You know, I wanted as a guy on our pod, one of our pillars, our hosts, Super Duper said J.Cole should come outside, come off the mountain, come out the cave. If you have not seen it recently, the Trunk Sale Tour whipping throughout the southern United States. J. Cole is done what Super has asked him to do. He's come outside. And I think before I let Super kind of expound on it, I thought this rollout was pretty good. It's kind of cool. You know, he's driving. I think I've seen it before, but he's going back to his element. It reminds me of some old college dropout type shit. He's in an old car, with his homeboys, playing CDs. I don't know who has a CD player these days, but it's good to see people showing him love. I mean, he rolled up to couple HBCUs. He came through Atlanta. He came through he came through, he was in Fayetteville, came through like I think he was in Raleigh, I think he was in Charlotte. He went to A&T. He rolled up to
Yeah.
some spots, man. He rolled up to some spots. I think I saw him in DC. He went to Howard, you know what I'm saying? So I think it was a cool look. You know what I'm saying? People have been showing him love. It's good to see fans interacting because I thought people being fans was over. You know what I'm saying? With social media being the way it is, you have so much access to celebrities. You see them every day that, you know, the aura of a star kind of wanes. But it was good to see it. They maybe clipped it up. You know, they clipped it up a little. There was some folks that didn't even know who he was. He kept some of that in there. That's why I thought it was kind of cool. There was some footage where people didn't even know who he was. He was just walking amongst the people. Some people showed him love, had conversations about the music, actually had the music in their car, so it wasn't like they was perpetrating. You know, he ran into a guy at the gas station, and
Yeah.
the guy came out the gas station and put on a Vilmatic, you know what I'm saying? So I thought it was a good rollout. It was refreshing to see. I still don't know if CDs are going to make a comeback. I doubt that they will. But it was good seeing the physical interaction with the fans, seeing the kids respond. Good to see that he
Well,
answered. He heard the pod. He heard Super's call. They come out the cave, come off the mountaintop, and now he's with the people. So what you say, Soup? Are you proud of J. Cole coming out outside with the people?
I got two answers for this. I'm gonna give you the nice answer first. All right, I'm gonna give you the politically correct nice answer first. Shout out to Cole for coming out and interacting with the fans, and you know, coming out and doing what he do with the people. You know, I mean, shout out to him. It reminded me of like Ludacris still driving the old Acura or whatever that he claimed that he still, you know what I mean? It's cool. I like it. You can't hate on a nice guy doing nice things and coming out and interacting with the people. Well, this is what we was talking about before. This is J. Cole type of shit to me. Like I'm not surprised that he done it, and he would rather go direct to the people than sit on an interview and answer questions or whatever. So I mean, shout out to him for finding a way to to dodge and do some PR without having to really confront.
Ludacris should donate that car to a museum. But go ahead.
Shout out to Cole for dodging and dodging the real issues and getting some positive PR regardless. So shout out to him for that. That's my nice answer. You want the bad answer, or I'm gonna pass it to Leroy. I'll go to the bad after Leroy go.
No, I mean, only thing I would say is I appreciate it, man. You know, I think rappers should go outside. It reminds me of just when in my youth I saw a bunch of kids selling their CDs. I thought it was cool. That's kind of how I grew up. I even see kids back in the day, they used to draw their album covers. They'd be in class, they draw their album cover, put it on the album, then sell it. And I just thought that was dope. Like, bro, you drew your album cover? So I'm with all that. I'm with all that. So I appreciate it. Yeah, that's it.
Let's go. Super,
Nah, because it just makes it real. Like I sold my CDs outside of a BART station in like the early 2000s. You know what I mean? It's like I didn't have to. I had a job. It's not like, but I just did it just so I could physically be around the people discussing music. And why not? You know what I mean? A lot of the legendary rappers, they sold their CDs physically in the street. You know what I mean? That's just what they did. So I'm with it. You know what I mean? If some people may think it's corny, that's okay. You know what I'm saying? All right. Because like, let's say you're going to play a basketball, right? You could put it on the court. You're playing basketball, but you really slanging your CDs when you're not playing. You know what I'm saying? So I'm with all that. I'm from the Bay. It's like a hustle area. So I'm with all that. That's all.
All right. So, Soup, you gave your first part of the answer, your politically correct answer. What's the true feeling? What's the real answer that you want to give?
My real feelings was this shit corny as hell. I knew that he was gonna do this. I knew that he was gonna find a way to go straight to the people and try to kiss the fans' ass. And it's fine. It makes it impossible to say what I'm saying, right? So listen, I'm expecting y'all can call me a hater. I'm on it. I'm hating, right? I'm hating. But to me, it's corny as hell. I think that it's a sucker move. It's evasive. It don't really do nothing more than say that yes, this is part of your nice guy routine, your humble act. This is part of what you do. You know what I mean? It's part of what you do. So I think it's, like I said, I think it's evasive. I think it's a move to where it makes it impossible to say something bad about it. And like me, even me right now, like I said, I feel slightly bad about saying something bad about a guy.
You would feel bad about it though. Even you feel bad about it.
I feel bad about it because I think that it's just straight up corny and pandering. Like I said, I would respect more if he just went ahead and just confronted the situation. Like you still running and dodging and not really wanting to confront this situation. It just looks bad still to me.
What
You know what I mean?
situation?
So
What situation?
I know, but what's the situation?
man,
Like Kendrick?
he got to address the elephant in the room.
He already
And
did.
I don't think it
He
don't.
he addressed
No,
it.
no, he really didn't. No,
He
really
said,
didn't,
"I
man.
apologize."
He don't even
Kendrick.
want to talk about it, and it's fine. It's fine that he don't want to sit down and have somebody ask him hard questions or talk about it or
He don't do
whatever.
interviews.
You know what I
He
mean?
don't.
What is he gonna
never
say?
did
I
interviews.
get it, but like I said, this is it's just a corny attempt to kiss ass and patter. You
What
know what I
I'm
mean? And
saying,
that's how I feel about it.
what I'm saying though, so it would be out of character if he started sitting down doing pods and he don't do interview. He never did that.
I don't think that he got to do multiple pods. I don't think he got to do anything. Like he don't have to do nothing really major. But like I said, this is that virtue signaling,
But if he
ass
does
kissing shit. Like I said, this is like this some ass kissing type shit to me.
if he does or not to cut your wisdom, but if he does an interview, right, he would say, "Okay, y'all think I'm a lame, right? So I'm a lame. Like, I'm a lame, right? So okay, like y'all want to go further than that, but yeah, I apologized. You didn't like the apology. I still stand on my apology, so I'm not moving from that. But if that makes me a lame, then guess I'm just a lame.
I
Like
just don't respect. I don't respect the evasiveness. Like, just address the elephant in the room and move on. Like being evasive is just making it worse. You know what I mean? And then, like I said, man, like, even with the album, like you come back on your album dissing a local rapper and just like
But
I
that guy
said,
pissed on his house. That guy peed. He
like I
urinated
said,
on his house.
I'm not mad at it, bro. But he had a whole lot of energy for a guy that people had to Google and find out who's even talking about. Like, he gave a whole
That's what
lot of
makes it
energy to a
real,
local
though.
dude.
That's what makes it real, though. Everybody get the smoke. You know what I'm saying? But I think again, man, I don't want to relitigate this thing on the pod. I didn't say this again. I think he addressed it on the birthday blizzard joint. He had a couple bars for it. He don't do interviews, so I think it'll be out of character for him to be sitting down
Man,
talking.
he do interviews. I don't want to hear that. The man just had a podcast before he
Interview.
went and hiding. He had a whole podcast. Now we talking about he don't do interviews.
I know, but people are looking for him to feel like how they feel. Like they're looking for him to be like so caught up in the apology and the battle, but he don't feel like
No, I don't
how
even think.
everyone feel.
I don't think it's even that. I just think people want him to like to sit down and like just address the elephant in the room. Like I said, he trying to go about different ways to dip and dodge and get back into the good graces of fans. You know what I mean? And that's cool. I get it, man. But it still looked like a PR stunt, which looked corny to me. And so that's why I'm saying, like, it just looks like a PR stunt. It looks like it just looks like pandering and kind of corny. You going to the people, you sitting down, you still leaning into this humble guy role, which is fine. I'm not even saying that he's faking or anything like that. But it's part of the hate that he get. Like, you know what I mean? This is part of it. So I'm calling it out as corny, but definitely showing love to the fans. It's definitely showing love, but it's still a corny, evasive,
I think he's
bitch
like,
ass
dude, this
move to
battle
me.
means more to y'all than it means to me. I understand, like, the battle don't mean much to me, but it means like a whole lot to y'all. And
I
that's
just
the
don't get, man. It's not fair for anybody. Like, it's just not fair. I don't think nobody else get to do this in history. Who gets to get to like dodge what happened? I think
Wait a
that.
minute, wait a minute, wait a minute. A lot of folks be
I
dodging
mean,
what happened,
he
man. Come on,
apologized. He was
Snoop.
on
No, no,
stage.
no, no, no. Because Eminem dodged a lot. He dodged game. He dodged a lot of I know he dodged game for real.
Well, at least he even answered back with a little shot.
Jay dodged game.
But even then, Jay is like, this means more to you than it does to me.
Kendrick ain't said
Like,
nothing
I
about
don't care.
game. You know what I'm
I'm
saying?
not even saying, like I said, I don't want him to make a rap song. I don't want no beef. I don't want anything. But like I said, I don't want him to be a coward about it either. I think, like I said, it's cowardly. I think that he, like I said,
I don't think he cares.
it goes back to the Cameron thing too. He hiding. He don't want to do an interview because this is PR recovery. You know what I mean? He trying to rebuild his image. This is
He
brand.
won. He won. He did
And
300.
that's fine. That's fine if you want to say that. I don't think so. I think that his respect is still gone because he won't just get it over with. He won't
Well,
I don't know, man.
he
I don't
won't
know
allow
why this.
him staying silent on this it won't allow people to get over it and stop judging him by it. He dodging it.
I don't know why it matters. I still can't figure out why this is so important. I can't. I'm trying. Not even to cut you, or I'm not dissing. I cannot figure out why
I
this
got the
is this
same energy
battle
for
is so
Drake though.
important.
I don't think that it's fair. I don't think, like I said, to me, Drake should be cut off until he sit down and talk about and have an interview about why the hell he's suing for not like us clearly, and have a real interview and talk about this shit the proper way. I mean, I'm not fucking with him anyway. Excuse me. I'm done with him. Like I said, he violated to me. Like, he violated hip hop to me. So he don't exist to me. But even if you're gonna forgive him, he should still have to confront what's happened, confront what he did. You don't we shouldn't.
I don't think that's a good idea.
I don't think
I
that
think he should act
these
like
guys
it never
don't
happened.
just people just don't get to come back from shit like this without
I don't think he. See, I
answering some
disagree.
questions.
Number one, he don't do interviews at all. He don't do interviews. Drake don't do no interviews. You know what I'm saying? So that's out of character. He did the chick.
He'll go on.
That
He'll go
little
sit
chick.
down on the podcast, or he'll go sit down on somebody's blog or somebody's
My thing is, if I make music and y'all keep asking me about another situation, it's like, bro, I make music for y'all to talk about my music. Y'all asking me about another situation. That's where I think they're just not feeling that.
it's better to confront it.
Nobody really asked when Kendrick was doing the GNX Super Bowl rollout. He barely talked to him. He didn't really go in on it. He didn't really talk about none of that. He talked about his
I mean, yes,
album.
he did, though. He talked about it enough. He confronted, he sat down, he gave an interview. He didn't
go in on it though. He just said,
He ain't really go deep.
But he didn't have to, though. He didn't really have to. You know what I'm saying? Like, Kendrick didn't have to go in on it like that. It was some songs that they took out of control. He said what he said. He said what he said. He did what he did. You know what I mean? And he moved on. I don't think Kendrick even needs to talk about them no more or nothing. It is what it is. They need to come out and have the conversation about the moves that they made and the things that they done. At least had a conversation, confront it. I just don't respect no man dipping and dodging and like scared to talk about an issue. It's weak to me. It's weak.
To me, it's like that dude that's like, man, it's like, well, if Debo came around my block, I would do this and this and that. It's like, no, you wouldn't,
let's
bro.
stop it now. First of all, my
homie
ain't Debo. Homie
Like,
ain't Debo.
people
So
are
let's just
talking
stop
about
right there.
Kendrick, but if Kendrick came on their block to fight, these guys is not fighting Kendrick. And I don't mean, I mean lyrically. Y'all know I don't think
that's true. Cole
said
said
not fighting
even
Kendrick Lamar.
Even if it's just something as simple as, he don't have to even answer no Kendrick Lamar questions. He can just answer this question. How do you feel about the fans' reaction to your apology? And sit down and put it in words and just say it and get it off your chest and move on.
And maybe
I feel that they don't like the
maybe he'll do that.
That's to me, that's the best thing to help.
No, I can see
anybody that's
I can rock with you if he had done an interview and somebody asked him that question, he said, I don't want to talk about it, then I'm with you. But ain't nobody you got to give the man an opportunity to sit down for an interview and somebody can ask him that. Ain't
He
nobody
dodging interviews. He don't want to. He in hiding. He dodging the question. He's
What's the
dodging.
I don't
last J.
know.
Cole? What's the
Dodging it.
last J. Cole interview you seen? And not talking about his pod. Like, what's the last J. Cole interview you seen? Man? I
He
can't
don't
think of
do
one. I
interviews.
can't think of one.
But
I
what's
can't think
gonna
of one.
happen? What's the consequence?
I
Like
ain't know he been out for
people are
20
saying
years. He
people
been
are
out for
saying
20
he's
years.
dodging.
I can't even think of 3 J. Cole interviews that I can remember. He don't
No,
do
he don't do
interviews
it.
like that.
Man, this dude. Yes, man. I don't know.
People are saying
I'm not.
he's dodging, but dodging what? Like, what am I dodging?
Man, he
What?
dodging the Breakfast Club. He dodging the
He
whole.
don't
He
come
dodging
on,
everybody.
man.
This
He
dude.
ain't
Hey,
never,
how you gonna? Man, how many dudes drop albums and don't do interviews
I
to
don't
this
know.
magnitude? Man, come on, man.
Kendrick didn't do no interviews.
Yes,
I'm
he
just
did.
saying when you say dodging,
Kendrick did interviews.
He did one
when you
interview
say
at the
dodging,
Super Bowl. That was
it
it.
makes
What
it
other? He
seem
ain't do no
like
He
other
was
interviews.
outside. Kendrick was outside enough. He
Yeah,
was outside.
but you didn't put you putting something that
I'm not putting nothing. I'm saying that
on
this man
Cole that
he
Kendrick
dropped a
gonna
new
do
album.
when Kendrick's
He
into the
dropped a
Breakfast
new
Club.
album and so scared of the question and in confronting the
but
situation
what y'all gonna do about it? What
dropping
y'all
a
gonna
new
do?
album, dropping a new album and not doing no publicity, not going on Hot 97, not going on Big Boy in the Neighborhood, not going on the Breakfast Club, not going on
Yeah,
nowhere.
but it's nothing to say,
It's
right?
unusual. It's
It's
cowardly.
nothing to
It's really
say.
cowardly,
He's
man.
gonna be like,
the same thing you saying
y'all
about
have a
Cole.
problem with me, right?
Same thing you saying
Y'all
about
have a
Cole.
problem with me.
Kendrick didn't do Big
Okay.
Boy. Kendrick didn't
I
do Hot
want to say
Y'all have a
Kendrick went on the
problem.
Breakfast Club too.
He ain't do
But
no
if
Breakfast Club
y'all are mad at
like
me,
20 years ago,
what
15
are
years
y'all
ago.
gonna do? What are y'all gonna do? Like if Cole says, okay, the people are mad at me. Okay, so what are y'all gonna do about it? Respectfully, not in an aggressive way as to mean of what you're gonna do physically. But if you're mad about me,
to me,
just don't buy my
I would
album.
let me say this real quick. So I would give Super, you know what I'm saying, deference to be like, yeah, you're right. If somebody would have asked me in an interview, he just dodged it. But to me, he moving the same way he always been moving before the battle. He
I
always
don't
been
think he
moving like
cares.
this. This is nothing new to me. This ain't nothing, no new situation. He moving like a different way.
So he always drop albums. He always drop albums and don't do no publicity.
He ain't do nothing when the off season came out. He ain't do no run like that. He just put the
Might
shit
delete
out.
later.
Put the shit out.
I mean, no, I hear both sides of the argument, but if people are mad at you, they're mad at you.
The
It's
kids don't
nothing
look
that you could
the footage
say.
I seen. The folks didn't look
It's
mad to
nothing
me.
you could say to make it different. Y'all are mad at me, and I can't change your mind.
The footage I saw,
All right.
and maybe they edited the footage or whatever, and then show the real footage. The footage I see, I don't see nobody really tripping about the situation like that. Everybody done moved on. Everybody is celebrating the album.
Yeah.
I don't see that.
Yeah, when he physically sees you, you're gonna be happy.
Everybody's
It's
celebrating the album. Everybody calling the album trash.
Okay, and that too. Like when he goes on the show, people are gonna be like, "Hey, bro, your album trash." So what is he supposed to say?
I mean, like I said, man, I just think, like I said, it's baggage, and you dragging the baggage along with you. Just cut the goddamn string and get it over with. Get the people what they want, man. Like I said, I think that it's just you have to confront this. You being unmanly about this shit to me, and that's my problem with it. I think it's cowardly. I think it's just unmanly.
When other J. Cole news today, he announced his tour. Tickets go on sale on Friday. He'll be in Charlotte, starting off, running through Miami, Tampa, Atlanta, Philly. He going through all the major cities, Brooklyn, Queens, New York, Boston. He got a show in Fayetteville. He's going to be in Austin, Dallas, Houston. Then he go to Berlin, Germany.
He gonna do his thing, bro.
He got a little international run, Ireland, United Kingdom, Sweden, Norway, Australia. So maybe Super, he'll have an opportunity. Maybe he'll go to the European press and then he'll do an interview with Zane.
You're not doing that, bro.
With Zane
You're
Lowe
not
or
doing
something.
that.
I don't know, but
He gonna be like, bro, once I apologize, the situation is over. I've already apologized.
I think like even that, like I think he should be like, dude, what's been up? Why you been hiding? Like even that, like
I've been making my album. I'm hiding right now. I'm making an album.
I'm over it, bro. I'm over it. I never really was a big J. Cole fan anyway, like that. So it don't hurt me once at all. But like I said, it just still make me look at him like a coward. Like it just make me look at him like a coward still.
Well, stay tuned. Stay tuned. Make sure you hit like and subscribe. A little like and subscribe check in real quick. Make sure you hit like and subscribe, thumbs up, leave a comment, let us know what you think. Let's get to the mark we're trying to make so we can go live. Let's talk about Roscos, OG in the game, Assassination, you know what I'm saying? OG West Coast vet, Leroy, you on the West Coast. You want to speak to his new album? What's the new album called? I didn't get a chance to listen to it. You sent me a couple of joints.
Leopard Eat Face.
Leopard Eat Face.
And I just opened up for Rask. I just performed in LA before for Rask before he got an award too when Sway and Tech gave him a award, like a award of appreciation. Like he's one of them guys. Like if you're like from the 90s and all that, we're not talking about one of the most famous rappers, but we're talking about somebody that people respect lyrically. Then he's one of those guys. You see what I'm saying? Like kind of like an Ab Soul figure, a Lupe figure, something that people respect him lyrically. So yeah, that the album's called Leopard Eat Face. Do you have more to say on that, Ron?
No. He's an OG. Show respect to Rise
Yeah.
guys. So tell us about the album with your thoughts on it, and we go to Super.
Okay, so first I think that people should watch the he did an interview on the company, man. I think people should check that out. I also think people, if you haven't heard his other projects, go back and listen. Soul on Ice, that was like a classic for my generation, because back then we was looking for like a lyrical West Coast dude. You know what I mean? Not to say that there was none, but when that came out, it kind of satisfied a lot of our lyrical tastes. You know what I'm saying? So he got that. He got Rat Assassination. I think Rat Assassination is cool. But Blasphemy, he got an album after that nobody talks about. I think Blasphemy is a classic. People check that out. Leopard Eats Face. So it's basically like you get what you think you're gonna get. A lot of times, and I'm gonna break it down politically, right? Somebody who tells you this is who I am, a lot of times people don't believe them. They make up a separate character. It's like, nah, you should believe that the person, when they said I am this, then yes, that's what you are because you said it. So Leopard Eats Face is more like, how when people walk up to dangerous animals to take a picture with the animal and then they get killed? That's what it is. It's like, and I think a leopard did eat somebody's face for trying to catch a picture in real life, but that's what it alludes to. So it's a context to a lot of what he's saying. It deals with cultural gentrification, like, you know what I'm saying? People taking the style. So if you want to look at like a Post Malone or take it that route. But there's a sample on Hit List, a Rihanna sample on that was dope. Little Italy, that was also dope. And we're going to get into this, but, like he said, they say Columbus discovered America, natives was already here. So people could dive into what already here means and what all that means, right? I get popular enough. I got to get popular enough to make you understand what I'm saying. So a lot of times, if you're not popular, nobody cares. You could say the most prolific thing. And this is why I was kind of upset, because just to go back to make it personal to me, before Nipsey Hussle died, I was telling people, you should watch this dude called Nipsey Hussle, man. He's going to be somebody. People are like, nah, I can't rock with him. And that was disheartening to me back then. So sometimes you got to see the greatness early. Coast Contra's on the album, that was fire with Inspector Deck. Inspector Deck, I got to give him his flowers, bro, because if y'all don't know about that, what am I talking about? His group with the comic books and other dude that raps, Czarface. Man, Inspector Deck's one of them ones. Contraband was dope. It talks about gang injunction, right? So now we're talking about a labeling. What a gang injunction is when the whole gang gets hit with, they can't be around a certain place, they can't socialize with certain people, so the whole gang is hit. That's a gang injunction. 42, that's another song. So like, what you call it? Jackie Robinson, 42, right? So the Negro League back in the day, if y'all remember, and we had Negro Leagues, right? But Jackie Robinson, he went into the league, like integration with all the other great players. Now, people could decide whether that was good for the culture or bad. I'm not saying either way how you view it. I'm just saying that was a discussion. Don't Deserve Me. He said, too gangster for the underground, too hip hop to be street. I elevate the rap, but not relevant because I educate with facts. And there is a stigma with West Coast rappers being lyrical. A lot of times I'll say something, people be like, you sound like an East Coast dude. Or you're underground, so you can't be gangster, or you're gangster, so you can't be underground. It's like people create these walls, and so that's the thing. You where the what you call it, the F Fushnikins, that was dope. Set It Off with Onyx. I'm a big Onyx fan. Been Sticky Fingers, all that. So that was dope to hear them. Fun and Games. That was dope. It's all fun and games till somebody gets hurt. Y'all know the whole saying. But scar tissue after that, that was dope. When you change, it leaves scar tissue. Absols on latency fire. So the last song, the Mopongo Lions, right? So that's an interesting story too. Y'all should look into the Mopongo Lions, a group of lions. I believe it was 6 lions. So, you know, they turned on the other lions in the area and they slaughtered something like, you know, 40 something or 50 different lions. These 6 lions. People, what I'm saying, 6 lions slaughtered about 40 something other lions. So that's crazy in itself. So again, you know, the album, it deals with a lot of context, a lot of things that, you know, you'd have to look deeper into to kind of catch the context of it. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, I enjoyed it. I think the album was cool. I think a lot of the beat choices were fire. I think you know, and I think a lot of the featured songs were fire. There are some songs that I think could have been left off, but I'm thinking it's cool. Like whenever y'all hear me say album, it's cool. It's cool. Now I appreciate Razzcast, like I said, just did a show, opened up for him, you know what I'm saying? And that was fire, you know what I mean? So I appreciate him. He dropped some jewels on me. He told the crowd, you know, hey, he got bars. So he wasn't hating on me. So he's a legend, man. And we gotta give it up. Check that out. Leopard Eats Face. You know what I mean? It was fire. It was cool, but it's fire to hear him rap. To hear him rap is fire. So that's what it is. You know what I'm saying?
I thought it was dope too. I thought it was a pretty dope album. I like the features. It got Onyx, Smith and Wesson, Inspector Dead, Coast Contra, Tretch.
Man, what?
My guy from the Foo Snickens on here. Who else? Bishop Lamont. So I think that
Not the
you know,
Nick.
I think that he did a good job with the features. Like it's a well put together album, content wise and whatnot. I didn't get a chance to really take very many major notes, but one thing I did want to highlight, and I sent that in the text. He
I'm
sent the
waiting.
shot, he sent the shot at Dolce. You know what I mean? You know, he addressed it. What he say? Something. He got a bar in there where he say something like these feminists, male hating, male bashing, misogynists, something like that. But I
He
think that
said
was
something about misogynist women. Now, to cape for what y'all, you know I'm a cape. You know I'm a cape for the women. I just want examples to where women have weaponized misogyny, whether it be politically, economically, religiously, socially. If there's examples where women have weaponized misogyny, I'm all ears.
But yeah, I mean, that was one of the highlights. I think Dolce called a stray on the album. And Funny Games, man. Funny Games is a dope track. That's one of my favorite tracks on the album. Funny Games is dope. Scar Tissue was pretty dope. The whole album is nice. Listen, I mean, Razzcast don't sound like he really missing a beat. He still sound like lyrically supreme.
Yeah.
I think it's pretty good album from top to bottom. I mean, if you into bars and lyrics and some some substance and some lyrical showing off, you know what I mean, mastery of spitting and rhyming and shit like that. I think that this is your album. Like this is an album for you.
Yeah.
You know,
It's
Razzcast.
very crass though. You know what I
Right.
mean?
Right.
He's like blunt, like the person who's like a
Right.
blunt person.
Right.
So if you're not a blunt person, you might be thrown off, but his personality is very blunt, like very crass and like you know what I'm saying. You know what I'm
Right.
saying.
And this
Yeah.
goes back to what I was saying about J.Cole. I mean, like Razzcast ain't no coward. Like he never been scared to call out what he felt was
Right.
something wrong with this or that. And I think that that's one of the things that we always respected about Razzcast is his bravery to put certain things in songs. You know what I mean? Confront certain issues and not be afraid to tackle or to confront anything. Shout out to Razzcast, man. I mean, this is another one of those guys. You gotta
He's
give
from the school of Ice Cube. You know what I'm saying?
right. And you know, from that having and building a cult-based following and people who respect you for what you do. You know what I mean? So shout out to Razzcast, man. We need more guys like him. I'm proud that he's still rapping. I'm glad that he's still out here doing his thing and sounding good, man.
No doubt. Yeah, he's from the school of Ice Cube. So it's like even with Ice Cube, you got people that really love that and people that are kind of offended by that. So it just depends on how you. But I think that even with his crassness, he kind of blends it in to where you kind of won't be offended by it. You like you hear it and you know it's there, but you're not offended by it. And I think there's art to that. You know what I'm saying?
He also a West Coast lyricist that people don't really bring up. Like he's a West Coast lyricist that I think that we barely bring his name up when we're talking about West Coast and guys who really spit and things like that. I think
Corrupt.
right. he gets overlooked a lot of the time. But Corrupt from Philly though, right? That's like people always throw him back.
Yeah, for sure.
Philly always claim him.
Yeah.
He
Mhm.
Razkaz is literally a Cali guy, right? Where you from out there?
Yep. No, he's from Cali. He's from Carson. Yep.
Okay,
Same
yeah,
place
but
as Abs.
yeah, one of those guys that really spit lyrics. Like he's one of those guys that we
Mhm.
very rarely mention him when it comes down to West Coast lyrical guys. But he should be on a probably could be a top 5 West Coast lyrical guys. Like really, to be honest with
Oh
you.
yeah, for sure. For
Right.
sure. Like I said, like in the 90s, people was always like the East Coast, they got Wu-Tang, they got Nas, they got Big L, they got Soldier, we got Rakim. So on the West Coast, we like, damn, like we want somebody too that's
Nah,
lyrical. Like
and,
so
and
when
to
he
your
came
point,
out, we was like,
yeah, and to your
yeah,
point, Leroy, that's when, being in the South, Roscoe was the first person I associated West lyricism with on the West Coast when Soul on Ice
Right.
came out. Then that was the
yeah.
first, that
And
was my introduction when I was a kid. I was like, okay, folks on the West could spit. You had Cube, you know what I'm saying?
yeah,
You had Pot, you know what I'm saying? But as far as somebody with a pen, that was a barsmith. It was
right,
Soul on Ice was my
Right.
introduction to West Coast lyricism. All right,
right.
who else we got?
Yeah,
Who else we got?
his name was kind of scary. Like the Razkaz name before his album came out, his name was kind of scary. Like people was like, "Hey, Razkaz about to come out," and it was like, "Who's Razkaz?" But then there's people that went to little underground shows, and they was like, "Bro, Like his name was scary. Like nobody knew. We didn't know what he looked like. We didn't know, but I'm just saying his name was kind of scary. So that's when he came out, we was like, "Oh." But yeah, shout
Hey,
out to Razkaz.
just staying on the new music tip too, man. We might have to just touch on this real quick, man. Larry June and Currency and Alchemist, man. Y'all, did y'all get the chance to listen to everything
Nah,
allocated?
That was fire. I'm not gonna hold you. That was fire. I'm not. Yeah, that beat is fire. The combination of Larry June and Currency, I think, is gonna work like a hand in a glove. You know what I mean? Salt and pepper, whatever. That it was fire. I enjoyed it. I
I like
enjoyed
the
it, bro.
video too, man. How they kind of had Alchemist like he was the plug. You know what I mean? Like Alchemist, because you really think about it, man. Right now in hip hop, man, Alchemist is the plug right now, man. You come to Alchemist and
Yeah, yeah,
get that fire, man. Go to Alchemist and get that dope right now.
pretty much.
get
I
that work.
mean, pretty
Get that
much.
work.
Yeah,
Get that work. Get that work. I'm excited, man.
But this is
Alchemist is one of those
right.
guys too that when he work with people, he bring out whether it be Rock Marcy, you know what I'm saying, whether it be, you know what I'm saying, with Two
acting.
Chainz, Larry June, you know what I'm saying. I know you got the stuff with the Gangrene joint, you know what I'm saying, even with my man Freddie Gibbs, you know what I'm saying. Every time Alchemist cooks up something, it's always kind of dope. I think he's got the record coming out with Mos Def coming out. You got the record with Erica Badu
Right.
coming out. So he got a lot of heat rocks. You know what I'm saying? Alchemist, again, I said this, we don't want to quantify, always make it about lists or whatnot, but he's good. He's putting together a hard discography to really, when you talk about producers, historically, you got to mention Alchemist's name. You know what I'm saying? So I didn't get a chance to check out the joint, but for the next show, I will take it. So they coming out with an album? Is they rolling out an album?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
Here's the thing with Alchemist though, and it's not Alchemist's fault, right? If you take a RZA or Just Blaze or Primo or something, rappers made classic songs over those beats. Now, if Alchemist gives you a dope beat, you still have to write a classic song. You see what I'm saying? So it can't just be all beat, like the beat's gonna save me. No, you have to write a classic song. And I don't know if people are doing that. They're not making it whack. They're making dope shit. Like, let's not get it twisted. They're making dope shit. Him and Boldy, him and Action Bronson, him and Currency, they make dope shit. But making a classic song is something else. So that's the
Man,
only thing.
I just hope some of these
They got classics.
I wish some of these OGs would kind of do some of this stuff, like what Ransom and Boldy James is doing, what Larry June and Two Chainz and what Larry June and Currency doing. I wish we can get a little bit more of these type of collaborations with some dope producers and like some of these OGs. Like, I would love to hear
You
like a
fine.
Kiss and I don't know, man. You can throw a random name out there. There's
You
somebody,
already had, you already did it
Fabulous.
with that. You already did Fabulous. So they already did that already. They did that already. You want to hear that
Right? Yeah,
again?
Jadakiss.
them albums was fired. If the Freddie and Jason
J-
Yeah, fine.
album was fired. It was dope. I wish they would kind of continue some shit like that going on. Like it would be pretty excited to see some of these style clashes and people that you just really wouldn't.
Here's the
And
thing.
this goes back into what
Here's the
Nas is
thing,
doing
though.
with the What If series. You know what I mean? Like we need to lean more into this.
That's and I agree. I agree. Here's the thing: rappers are afraid to record with other rappers. I know they not gonna say that. I know they not gonna say that. But when, like, just for an example, if you're in the studio with Ransom and Ransom's over there barring up the beat, right? Rappers are afraid of that. I know they not gonna say it. If you're in the studio with Game, you're in the studio with
Right.
whoever you think is, they be afraid to go after the person that just got off the mic, and that's just a reality. I'm sorry.
I
I'm
definitely,
sorry. I'm sorry.
I definitely would love to hear a Game and Jadakiss album. I think that'd be dope as hell. Game and Kiss
That'll be
on a
dope. That'll be
collaborative
dope. That'll be
album.
dope.
You know,
That'll be dope. That'll be a dope collaboration. I want to hear y'all gonna think I'm just, being a prisoner of the moment. I want to hear a Future and J.Cole album. I think I think they got
Okay, yeah.
they got good chemistry
Cool.
on because if you remember that record that was on the second part of
Yeah,
him in the Metro
Bunch
joint,
Road.
Buns
Okay.
Road joint. I like the Run a Train joint, the Red Leather joint, the Metro did the red with Future. I like those joints. I think J. Cole and Future could do something dope. I want to see, again, keeping it in that line of thought. I want to see another Drake and 21 Savage joint. They make good music together. I want to see that.
I mean, they're not bad. I'm
I,
still waiting on Nas and AZ. I'm old. I'm still waiting on Nas and AZ to just make a project, but that's me, That's me.
I even think of 21 Savage and like a Benny the Butcher or a 21 and Conway would be pretty dope. You know what I mean? Like I think that like those, I think that we need more of like these reach outs where it's kind of style clashes and shit that you probably wouldn't really think that would go together, but it works. You know what I mean? You get in the lab, y'all come up with a decent concept, something that can work off of both of y'all's strengths, and you put together a decent
But
album.
what is
What's low key
21
dope?
gonna do with Conway after Conway is barring up these beats? What's 21 gonna do with that?
Hey, you just,
And I'm
I mean,
not
you never
saying he
know.
gonna come whack.
You never know. You never
I'm
know.
not
I'm just
saying he
saying,
gonna
hey,
be.
hey, you never know, and it might push him to do something that you didn't expect from him. You know what I mean? So
Check this
like,
out.
I'm
Check
all
this out.
for it.
Check
I'm
this
all
out.
for
Check
it.
this out. Check this out. Check this out. I think a Rock Marcy and 2 Chainz with Alchemist on the production would be dope. That might be
would be
that's what that
dope.
would be.
Would be dope.
But with 2 Chainz though, with 2 Chainz, I think you gotta give him like Saha and 2 Chainz or something, like,
If
because
2 Chainz
again,
can get
even
into
Rock
that,
Marcy,
2
he's
Chainz can get
fire.
into that. 2 Chainz says he showed you what life is beautiful. 2 Chainz can get into
Right.
that
Yeah,
art
but
beat, like that balling rap. You know what I'm saying? That
Yeah.
yacht
yeah,
rap flow. You know what I'm saying? He can do the
right.
what Marcy do. You know what I'm saying? They can vibe off each
Yeah,
other.
no, but we know that 2 Chainz is really super fire though. Like if he really wants to go, he could go crazy. Now
And
who's gonna keep up with that?
one more, Leroy. Leroy, this one's just for you. I heard
Mm,
it on the news outlets today. This is for you, Leroy.
mm.
I know you're gonna be excited about this one. Havoc says that there's a collaboration between Travis Scott and Ye coming. I know you gonna be hyped about that joint, man. I know
No.
you ready for that Ye and Travis Scott, my man. I know you
I
ready.
mean, so you're just telling me that a Savage album, that's all you're telling me, is that a Travis album's coming, because
With
Kanye is
Havoc on
just
the
gonna
beats,
go whichever
with
direction
Havoc on
Travis
the
goes.
beats. That's gonna be interesting. That's gonna be interesting.
With Havoc on the beats,
That's
I mean, hey, I gotta hear it first. I gotta,
what,
you know what I'm saying? I gotta hear it, because respectfully, I think Kanye just goes with whatever way the wind is blowing that day. So the wind is blowing this way, I'm gonna go this way. The wind, like, you just go any direction, bro. Like, you don't have like your thing anymore. For the last decade plus, you've been going where everybody else says for you to go. And that's irritating creatively. Because his songs do sound like Travis Scott songs to me. I'm gonna be honest. Like, it sounds like you just copied Travis Scott,
no,
or you
it's
copied
vice
Future,
versa. It's
or
vice versa. No, it's vice versa.
you bit his
No.
whole style.
Oh
Like,
no. No, that's
okay,
not the
man.
case.
All right. And
Hey,
then
to
you
be
load up your album's features to hide behind features. Like,
To be honest with you, I thought J. Cole and 21 Savage sounded good together with a lot though. I thought that song was, I thought they made a nice track. I thought that's 21 stepped his game up on that track with J. Cole. I mean, honestly, I kind of think that shit. 21 was outshine J. Cole, but it was his song. Cole had a nice feature
Yeah.
with it too. So I think sometimes these odd collabs that we don't think would work, sometimes they work out better than we might expect.
They can. They
Right.
can.
I
The
believe that
baby and J. Cole.
a
The
North
baby and
Carolina
J.
album.
Cole sound good together.
That would be a pretty dope
Mhm.
North Carolina album. That would be dope too.
Yeah.
You never know. The baby, he could bar out if you push him to bar out, he'll bar out on you.
Yeah, maybe Cole and Drake will patch things up and they drop their collab. You know, they make good music together. Quiet as kept. Yeah, first person shooter. They had the Jodeci freestyle. They had all that shit they
Yeah,
made
but
together. Evil Ways was dope. The one on the bonus joint. They got good music together.
I don't think it's about being dope with Drake. I don't think people care whether he's dope. I think it's him that they have a problem with. Do you know what I'm saying? So it's not even about musical. It's just him as a person.
But see, again, then we're gonna talk about when the album come out. I don't really buy into that
We
because
gonna get to the Super
nobody
Bowl. We
said all
gonna
that
get
for
to where we
16
going,
years,
man.
though. Nobody said all that shit for 16 years. Nobody said nothing. Nobody and no
Because
barbershop.
you partying.
They might say Drake is corny, but no, all this energy for Drake was never present for the last 16 years.
But one thing we got to give Drake though, and this goes back to what we talk about right now. Collaborations keep excitement in hip hop. Like when you able to collaborate and there's an excitement that comes with features and other guys and rapping with other rappers. Like there's an excitement that keeps the energy in hip hop alive that was always there. I think that we need more of that right now at the moment. We need more collaborations and we need more style.
They don't want to get roasted.
Right. We need more style classes. We need more of these.
That's what Jay used to do back in the day. Jay used to rap with everybody. He would rap with Too Short. He would rap with Sauce Money. He would work with Big. He would work with Puff. He would do stuff with damn UGK. He jumped on some DMX records, some remix.
But he was the backbone.
The Juvenile record.
I mean, there were multiple people carrying the East Coast, but Jay was carrying the East Coast, right? I mean, at one time, we're talking about 98, he goes on tour. We know DMX sold more, but that's his tour. Then he's also carrying Flip Mode Squad. Then he's also carrying Wu-Tang, some members of Wu-Tang. He's also carrying Bad Boy. So what I mean by carrying is like the profits off his album sales were split and going into Def Jam's budget. So he's economically carrying is what I mean. So, and at one time it was Puff doing that. It was Jay doing that. It was DMX doing that. It was, so, he kind of had to collaborate. It was Big doing that. Like economically, these record sales were carrying the labels, I mean, they just were. Whenever you sell millions of records, that goes into the label's account. You know what I'm saying? Helps them put out more music. So, ultimately, I think rappers just afraid of getting cooked. You know what I mean? Like if you will get on a track with someone and they just totally cook you, they don't want that. They just don't want that. You know what I mean? It's because rappers are competitive. Now, if I was doing a song with somebody, I'm not trying to cook the other person. I'm just trying to say what I'm saying. I'm not looking at it as I'm trying to cook you. But that's how people take it. They take it as, oh, you trying to cook me? So,
Another guy I think that would be pretty dope with somebody I think should make a collab album with is G Herbo. I think that that's another one of those guys that would it would be dope to hear him collab with another guy that's just stylistically different, maybe another lyricist, and where he would get on the track and just show really what he's worth, and maybe people would hear him different and gain some more respect. I think it just worked both ways. I think I think it could be super dope. G Herbo. Let's say like a G Herbo and G Herbo.
I think if you've been in the game, yeah, I think if you've been in the game more than 10 years, I think you got to drop a classic, man. Whether it be a classic song by itself or a classic album. But something you do has got to be a classic. Now you don't have to. You can still get your money, but I mean, if you want to have people stop what they're doing and just focus on you, I think that requires like a classic. In this particular time where people are like all over the place, they're listening to every other post, to make them stop and just be like, you gotta give them something that's like boom, yeah. And if you that's how I feel, you know what I'm saying? Because people are all over the place. Like they're not stopping to look at one dude or will listen to one project more than once. You know what I'm saying? Like you gotta stop them. Like, oh bro, did you hear like Exhibit C came out? And I know that's like a huge example, maybe, but when Exhibit C come out, it was like hip hop hit the brakes, like, and it's not even a mainstream song. This is a very underground, you got to be on your computer song. And it was like someone hit the brakes, and the entire culture was like, who that? Because Exhibit C sounded so crazy, and it came after Exhibit A, obviously. But Exhibit C just sounded so crazy. People's like, who that? And you got to deliver one of those, man. You just have to me. Like Hard Knock Life. When Jay delivered Hard Knock, it's a Hard Knock Life. They was like, who's that? As corny as that may sound to you, they was like, who is that person? You know what I'm saying? So
It was a lot of dope
you
music that
know,
came out this weekend, though. Like, it was a lot to try to cover. I mean, we got Hit Boy album that did drop. I thought the Hit Boy album was pretty straight. I mean, he had a couple tracks on there. Like I said before,
that's
Young Chris, I want to say he just dropped the album last year too, like later in the year. That Fine Wine and Steak, man, that's a dope ass song, man. That shit is fire. Like, so if y'all ain't got a chance to go check out some of that new music, I mean, it's some dope shit that done dropped. The Larry Jones and Currency, the Young Chris, the Boldy and Ransom, even the Stove God Cooks, Welcome to My Garden. Dope tracks this week.
you
So
hearing a bunch of stuff I didn't hear. Like, where are you
yeah,
getting
man.
all this? Like,
And Super's plugged in. That's why this is a shameless plug. Make sure you check out the
how am I
weekend.
missing all this
Make
shit?
sure you check out the Weekend Rhyme playlist on Spotify. Super got it curated. As curated list of all the dope music of the month. Some of the things you just mentioned will be on that playlist. I'll put the link in the description, but make sure you like and subscribe. Check out the playlist. It's Super's cooking it up. Every month we're gonna have these fresh batch of songs that's coming out. So if you're not hip to the music, you'll get hip to the music through the playlist. So make sure you go check it out.
Fire.
But let me segue to another topic. This may be a little topic we're gonna have to get into, guys, because I've been seeing this on the internet, and I sit back and I peep game, right? I see things that people don't see. I can kind of read between the lines, right? So I've been seeing a lot of podcasters, and I first saw it with Joe Budden. Shout out to Joe Budden in his show. He kind of put the was maybe 2-3 weeks ago. He said, maybe not out of the blue, but it was something. He said, hold on, I want to say something. Rapping got soft, and I'm paraphrasing. There's a lot of the stuff going on out here, and
I saw it.
rappers is this, rappers is soft. We ain't really active like that. We ain't really commentating. He come from an era where there was more resistance in the music per se, resistance in the music. So I peeped and I put that in my mental Rolodex. I kind of clocked it. I said, let me tuck that away somewhere. So then we had to roll out to the Super Bowl with Bad Bunny. We'll touch on that in a little bit. And then I start seeing then the Grammys was the week before. And then I started seeing some podcasters talking about, I'm not gonna
And
call
you didn't like it.
I'm not gonna call their names out because I don't want to really put words in their mouth. But what I remember hearing, what I remember seeing is them say, I'm so disappointed in Kendrick. Kendrick didn't come on stage when he won his awards and speak to, what's going on. So I put that in my mental Rolodex. And then the fall off. So the Super Bowl came and people was like, they thought the show was great, cool. Shout out to Benito and PR. Okay, cool. No doubt. But then the fall off came out, right? And instead of, people gonna have opinions about the record, you don't like it, you think Cole Duck and Smoke with the battle, that's cool. Based upon music, I get all that, right? Feel any type of way you want about the artist, I'm cool. But then I saw a couple podcasts. I think Leroy, maybe you sent it to me. They said, I'm disappointed that Cole didn't use his autobiographical album to fall off to talk about what's going on. So now it's three strikes, right? So now I'm seeing there's a pattern now. Okay. It's a message coming from somewhere that all these people, at
Mm,
first it was Joe Budden saying that this
right,
era of hip hop is not active politically. Then it was people
right.
upset with Kendrick Lamar for not using his platform at the Grammys to speak about something politically. And then a man that just wants to put out an album for a city about his stage of life at 29 years old. They upset that J.Cole didn't address any of this,
Wait,
whatever
study.
they wanted him to address on the fall. So to me, I think it's really disingenuous. to ask artists to use their albums to speak on things they may not be familiar with, number one, may not be comfortable speaking on, number two, or maybe they just don't, maybe they don't have an opinion on it. You know what I'm saying? So I think it's unfair that we don't ask any other artists. No one's asking Sabrina Carpenter or, now they asking, and I think it's unfair. I'm gonna shoot Jelly Roll some bail. I think it's unfair that Jelly Roll, what's Jelly? Why are we asking these people these questions? I just don't get it. Y'all know Jelly Roll's from Tennessee. You know what I'm saying? Y'all probably know how he rocks. So why are you trying to ask this?
But I mean, everybody's tough,
So
right? So if you're
got your
tough,
questions.
show me.
Why are you asking? That's like me asking RuPaul how he feel about certain things. I already know how he rock. Why am I asking this person? So I think it's kind of corny that we ask.
But Ron,
Let me finish. I'm
Ron,
gonna let you rock. I'm gonna let you rock. So you got a different opinion. I think it's corny asking J. Cole to use his maybe final album to address something. Number one, he may not know about, may not be comfortable speaking about, or maybe have no opinion on. I think it's corny asking Kendrick Lamar to use his platform to speak on something that he may not be comfortable with, or may not know about, or may just not want to speak on it. And I think it's corny pressing Jelly Roll on something that ain't got nothing to do with nothing. So I think it's all corny. Hip hop is in a good space. And if you want to be political, you can be political. If you want to be part of the resistance or whatever they say the resistance is, that's cool. But if you want to just make music, I think that's cool as well. With that, Leroy, I turn it over to you.
well, I would just say I don't know when hip hop wasn't political. What years are y'all talking about? Because I wasn't alive when that happened.
Well, that's
You know
what
what
Joe
I'm
Budden
saying?
said. I didn't say that. Joe Budden said that.
I every year I've been alive, hip hop was political. Now, also, if you've ever been somewhere where people keep talking about something, like you're at an event, right? So each person that goes up to the event, they speak about this specific issue, and they keep doing it over and over. So when you go up on stage too, you also speak to the issue because everybody spoke on the issue. It's not that you're caping, but you're just following the theme of the night. Everyone, now you make an album. You're from LA and you're shouting out Latinos for big, huge portions of the album. The intro, Latino, the interludes, Latino, the outro, Latino, the feature, Latino. The first Grammy Latino dude got it off your album, Lefty Gunplay. Again, now you don't have to do anything, but if 9 people spoke about an issue before I got up there, it's not that I have to speak about it, but I could just say something like power to the people. That is really and again, you don't have to, but it's just everybody in the room spoke about the issue. Everybody. And in your album that just sold out arenas, you're focusing on Latinos several times. Your career is focused on resistance to the system. Every single album you have dropped since the Reagan era on section 80. So again, you don't have to do nothing. You don't, but I'm just saying, if people expect for you to have an opinion after you've given them almost 20 years of an opinion, it's like me asking Nas, if Nas is out of college, me to ask Nas to say something conscious, then he's like, you can't ask me to say that. It's like, bro, you've been saying conscious shit your whole career. Like, why? Like, what? I'm just asking what you think. You've told me that you're conscious your whole career. So that's all I'm saying. Like, Kendrick's whole career, he told you he was socially conscious. Every single year he told you that. So I think if people expect to hear him say something, I think that's like expecting a rabbit to hop. You rabbits hop. So that's all, man. And I don't know when hip hop wasn't political. The inception of hip hop, which people say is from the streets. I said no. I think hip hop is from disenfranchising poor neighborhoods. So I mean, if that's the streets, okay. But hip hop was a resistance. Fight the power. F the police. Wu-Tang Clan, all of the, like, what year was y'all talking? When was it not political? That I don't know about that. You know what I'm saying? Nipsey Hussle. So that's just my opinion, man. You know what I mean? I understand that people want to party and all that, but I think hip hop always been political. Definitely Kendrick Lamar. I think he definitely been political.
Hey,
You know what I'm saying?
you know what I hear with your answer? when you saying what you're saying.
Mm.
The only thing I hear from what you're saying is that you want celebrities to virtue signal. You want
No,
virtue
Kendrick
signal.
Lamar.
You want Kendrick Lamar to virtue signal. That's what you
No,
asking.
I don't. No, I'm just saying he already did.
I
He
mean, you
already
just basically
virtue
said that
signaled.
he should follow the herd. You want like you want a herd
He
mentality. And
already.
I think that's what's wrong with people when it comes
No,
down to
but
the subject.
he said
Hold
virtues
on,
were
Leroy.
good.
Let
He
me
said that.
cook. Let me cook up. Let me cook up. I think that people want a herd mentality, right? You want these celebrities to get up here at the Grammys and say and speak out
No,
and
I don't.
say these false statements that they don't care nothing about none of that shit. Because if they did, they wouldn't have voted the way that they did. So they get up there and they'll tell you that they care about this,
I
but
don't
they
know how
probably
he voted.
them same celebrities probably voted for Donald Trump. That's up there trying to virtual signal
So
to
Kendrick
you
Lamar,
that they didn't.
you think
And
voted
even
for
Kendrick
Donald Trump?
Lamar, even the Kendrick Lamar, right? We don't know what he politically think.
But
We don't.
why you keep
Hold
why
on,
you keep
Leroy. Hold
using
on, Leroy.
virtue signal?
Leroy. Let me finish cooking real quick. I ain't say nothing. I'll let you say everything you had to say. We want Kendrick Lamar to get up here and virtue signal about a subject that we have no idea what he truly thinks about. Y'all don't know if Kendrick agreed with ICE or we don't know who Kendrick Lamar voted for. We really don't know. But y'all want him to get up here and virtue signal to you that he cares about ICE. What if he don't?
No,
Or what if
I
he
don't
decide?
care what he does.
I'm just saying, we just assume that they're supposed to get up there and say what the herd is saying, right? Like this is what they supposed to be just following the herd of people.
No, I'm just watching the show.
These people are mad at Kendrick Lamar or J.Cole or hip hop artists for not caring about what they care about. So that to me, that's the like thing. You want to force me to care about an issue that you care about. What if I don't care? What if I don't have anything to say? Or what if I
Then
agree with
I don't
what's
think
going on?
I don't think your opinion should matter in hip hop. If you don't care
We don't-
about people or don't care, I don't think your opinion should
No,
matter.
it's not about
because
caring
this
or
is
not.
a culture that cares about people.
It just might not be his issue to talk about, is what I'm saying. Like it might not be
I mean,
his
but you
issue to
keep
speak on. And this
okay.
revolutionary
That's
side of hip
fine.
hop, I mean, really, hip hop is revolutionary for
But your
black
whole career is based on it.
hip hop is revolutionary usually really for black people. You know what I mean? Like that we care about our issues. And that's when we was revolution. We speak about shit we care about. When it's something, when we was talking about fight the power and we was talking about F the police and those were issues that we actually cared about. You can't force these guys to care about something that they might not care about. We don't know where they stand on these issues. The country is divided on it.
Kendrick's entire career is based on that.
No,
His
it's not.
entire career.
Just because
no,
he can
it's
be
not.
this.
No, it's not.
I don't think
Have
so
you ever
either.
heard a
And just
Kendrick album?
just because you got some Latino friends, that don't mean that you down with illegal immigration. You know what I mean? So we don't have the right to
you're
tell
from
Kendrick.
California
We don't
and you
we don't
got
have the
something
right
against
to.
Latinos?
We really don't have the right to tell them how to feel. And I think that it's kind of pushy.
What about Kendrick makes him seem MAGA? What?
What
What
MAGA
about
got to do
Kendrick
with
says
it?
Care if he is.
I'm
I
not
don't
saying
care
that
if
he
he
is.
is.
What about him?
I don't care if he is or
It's
not.
not
I'm
about that.
saying he should not be. I think his entitlement. I think
What revolutionary is not cross racial?
I think it's
What
racist.
revolutionary
I think
do
it's
we have
racist. I think
that's
it's
not
racist
cross-racial?
to ask Kendrick Lamar to
What?
go up there and
Who?
speak the virtue signal. I think it's like, I think it's disrespectful.
Why
I
do you
think
keep using virtue signal?
'cause
Because
that's what it
virtue
is.
means you're faking.
Because that's
You're
what y'all
faking
want.
virtue.
Yeah.
Virtue means you're
but
fake.
that's what you want him
So
to
that
do.
means
though.
you lack
you
virtues.
want him to fake care
So
about
you're
something
saying
that you
Kendrick
care about.
lacks virtue.
You want him to fake
No,
care
you're
about
saying
what you
Kendrick.
care about, though.
You're saying no.
You want him to
I don't
fake
care what
care.
he does. I wasn't there. I wasn't there.
Yeah, but that's
If
what
you're
y'all
saying
asking.
Kendrick is faking,
because I
you're
think that
saying
if
Kendrick is
Lamar,
faking his virtue.
Kendrick Lamar.
You're saying
No,
Kendrick
I'm
is
not
fake.
saying that.
He's
We saying
faking.
that you want him
Virtue
to
signal
say
means you're
fake
fake.
words. You want him to care about something that he might not
No,
care
I don't
about.
care what you do. I don't care.
I mean, because
I'm saying
I
if you've
think that
ever been in,
Kendrick Lamar and J. Cole are the type of artists. They're the
Kendrick
type
is
of
not
artists
fake to
that
me.
if
He's
they
fake to
did
you.
care,
He's fake to you.
if they did care about the issue, they would put it in the song.
I don't care if you care or not. I don't care. But he did put it in a song. It's on his album that he cares. It's literally on GNX that he does care.
My whole point is this.
He literally told you he cares about Latinos.
My whole
he
point is
literally
this.
put that on the album.
My whole point is this.
You can care for Latinos and not care about illegal immigration. You'll care for Latinos.
My thing is this.
But
it can be separated from illegal immigration, bro.
Somebody else has the right
I don't.
But you're saying someone else has the right to call a human an illegal. That's your opinion.
Huh?
The people
What?
calling people illegals are doing illegal shit.
What are we
The
talking
people
about now?
calling people
Illegal is
illegals
illegal, man.
are doing
I'm not
illegal
going
shit,
there.
and they're immigrants on
I'm
top
not
of
even
that.
going there.
Well, I
But
think that's what.
look though, all I'm
Let
saying
me
is
go
this.
back to the
All I'm
point. Let me
saying
go
is
back.
this,
Hold on
right?
1 second, guys. Let me go back to the point.
When
My
the
point.
whole
Let me go
room
back
is
to the point,
focused on
Leroy.
an issue,
Leroy, I'll let you go. Let me go back to the point. The point I'm making is this: I saw Joe Budden say what he had to say.
we heard your points.
I'm gonna reiterate my point because you took the conversation to somewhere else. I'm gonna get back to the point. The point was, I think, and I truly believe that you don't have to use your platform when you
No,
win an award to speak on anything, and to ask somebody to expect that of somebody is wrong. I think that's a wrong position for us to be in, to expect
Right.
Kendrick Lamar to go on stage to say what I want him to say. I don't. That's not.
but
I
they
didn't.
didn't diss him. Y'all dissed him.
I didn't earn that award. I didn't win that award. I didn't put the work in for that award. So I can't expect somebody to go use that time to say something that I want them to say. It's not right as for me as a man to expect another man to say something I want him to say when I didn't put in the work to do that. He has an opportunity to say what he wants. If he wanted to say what you want him to say, then cool. But for him not to say that, that's cool too. But I think it's a
Right.
lopsided thing, and even with the
But we're not talking about what's cool or not. We're not talking
what
about
I'm
what's
saying is
cool,
this:
what's expected.
even the
We're not
commentary
talking about
about
that.
J.Cole not having any political talk on the fall
If you're
line,
Ice Cube and you tell me you have no opinion on politics, I'm gonna be like,
again,
but
that's
you're
not my
Ice
point.
Cube.
That's not my
And
point.
then people be like, you can't talk to Ice Cube that way. I'm like, I grew up
My
listening
point
to
is
Ice
this.
Cube.
My point is this again. I don't think anybody should expect, either if you're on the left or the right, use a awards show ceremony to say whatever I want them to say or whatever you want them to say. That's not our right to put that on another artist.
I heard you. I heard you.
That's the point.
I heard you. Okay, so if you see everybody keep mentioning the same subject, they go up there, they mention a subject. They go up, you can call it following the herd or whatever.
That's what it is.
And then when they're off stage, they're talking about the same
That's a
subject.
script.
When we're outside, everyone you encounter in society is
script.
all discussing the same subject.
That's why
Now
design.
you don't have to all right, man. Forget it.
That's by design, Leroy. You just admitted it. You just said it. I didn't say it. You just said everybody's doing this.
I don't give a fuck about a design. If you're in the award and 10 people mention something about liberation or freedom, now it gets to you and you've made an entire career of cultural liberation and freedom. And you go up there and don't say nothing, you don't have to say something. I'm not mad at you. But the only thing is, if people thought they were going to hear something from you, it's because they look at you like you're Ice Cube. That's all, brother. That's all. They look at you as if you're the modern Ice Cube. So it's not that they're upset with you. They're not mad at you. They're not saying, fuck you, nigga, we hope you die. They're not saying that. They're saying, we thought that we were going to hear something because your entire career you keep telling us about liberation and cultural freedom. That's all.
I think that we as
That's
fans
all.
too, we gotta get our pick and choose what the hell we want. One moment we saying that we don't care about what celebrities think and what they got to say, and then the next moment we kicking somebody back in for not saying what you think that they should be saying about an issue that you care about versus if they care about it or not. Like I think that we really talk out the side of our
People
neck
should
a lot of
stop
times.
talking about celebrities, period, then.
We talk out the side of our
I mean,
neck
the
a
reason
lot
why
of times about like what like I said, about we don't know what these people are. And just because 10 people got up there and spoke on the issue,
but
maybe
I
you
can
felt
tell
like
by your music, though.
if Kendrick Lamar, if 10 people got up before Kendrick
I can
Lamar and
tell by your music.
they already spoke on the same issue. I mean, he got up there and he said what he wanted to say. Like, but why he got to say what 10 other people already said? It's just part of the virtual signal.
Again.
The herd thinking and herd mentality that people will
If you're
bash
Ice
you on
Cube,
that people will bash you for not thinking like everybody else. You know what I mean? And I think
I didn't
that's
hear
lame
nobody
in
say fuck
itself.
Kendrick. You said he was virtue signaling. That
I
means
didn't say
he's
nothing
fake.
about I didn't
That
say
means he
no,
has
I
fake
didn't, Leroy.
virtues.
I didn't say Kendrick was virtue signaling. I said you want Kendrick to virtual signal. I said you
No,
want
I
him
don't
to
give a
virtual
fuck what he
signal.
do.
I didn't say he was virtual
No,
signaling.
I
I
don't
said
give a
you
fuck.
want him to. You asking him to.
No, I don't give a fuck. No, I'm saying usually when you're at an event and there's a theme of the event, usually people follow the theme not because they're a herd follower, but just because clearly there's a theme here. So I'll just be like, hey man, power to the people, man.
I mean, if there was
It's not that I'm following everybody. It's just y'all are already talking about the subject, and then the camera came to me. So I just said something because y'all was saying something. Now, if you want to say that makes me a follower, okay. But if I built my whole career off talking about this subject, and then on my album it starts with a person speaking Spanish, the middle is a person speaking Spanish, the end is a person speaking Spanish. The first Grammy for a Latino came off me granting that Latino a record, and he represents a certain position. He's not Lefty Gunplay is not just Latino for no reason. He's repping a position, and I gave him his first Grammy.
Man, he's also
It's
an
like,
American
come on,
citizen
bro. I don't
too,
have
man.
to say
He's an
nothing.
American citizen. He don't like.
I don't have to say nothing.
Two different things.
But American is not a race. Latino is, but Mexican is. American's not a race. That's just a label.
So let's move
That's
off
just a
Kendrick.
label.
Let's
You
move off
can't
Kendrick.
be American by
Let's
race.
move off Kendrick. Do you think the commentary that podcasters had that the fall off should have been used to speak about this issue and they're disappointed? Do you think that's fair?
I don't think people care about anything J. Cole says. I think everything J. Cole says is wrong in people's mind because they don't like him as a person. They don't care what he says. That's me. That's what I gather. I don't think people like J. Cole as a person. Something about him turns people off.
This whole issue they've been trying to make, especially black people, care about this for a long time. It's obvious we just don't really care that much about this issue. It's obvious. So don't try to force us or don't try to guilt trip us to care about people that didn't enter the country legally. It is what it is, bro.
If black people don't care, right? If black people don't care, I'm not mad at you because I can't force people to care. But don't be hyping up Martin Luther King. Don't be hyping up Malcolm X. Don't be hyping up Huey P. Newton, Marcus Garvey, Fred Hampton. Stop. Because these people cared about cross-racial issues.
They were worried about citizens.
Cared. No, hold on.
They were worried about American citizens and how they were getting treated in this country.
Hold on. So they definitely cared about Latinos.
Citizens, brother.
So they definitely cared about Latinos. Yes, citizens. And who's being arrested are citizens. That's what you're...
No, not all of them, man. They're not deporting citizens. They're not deporting citizens.
Hold on. When Barack Obama said he was gonna deport illegal immigrants, what did they say? They said there's a nonviolent and violent. They made a clear distinction with Obama. So when he started to arrest people and they said, hold on, Obama, some of these guys didn't commit a crime. They held his feet to the fire for that. They did. Now with this, now it's like, oh well, now we don't care anymore. That's fake to me.
Listen, it
Why
don't
did
matter.
Obama's feet have to be
illegal
held to the
is
fire?
illegal, bro.
But Trump did.
This all these protests and all this stuff.
No. He said violent criminals. He said violent crimes.
Violent criminals or not. I don't care about any of that.
Some of these people are not criminals.
It don't matter to me.
Some of these people are not criminals.
It don't matter.
So that's false.
If they're illegal, they're illegal.
That's false.
Okay, so it don't matter. So all of criminals.
Every revolutionary we had.
What you said don't make sense.
100%
if you enter the country illegally, you are a criminal.
100%.
If you enter the country illegally,
100%.
You are a criminal.
No, that's false.
If you entered the country illegally, you are a criminal, man.
That's false. That's
false what you said, man.
False because the paperwork doesn't say that. The paperwork says
I'm not arguing with this no more, man.
The paperwork says they're waiting for their court
criminal,
date.
man.
The paperwork says they're waiting for a court
date. If you're illegal,
you're a criminal. That is not a criminal. So everybody.
If you are illegal, you are a criminal, man. If you're illegal, you're a criminal.
Literally. No. The context, what he said violent criminals. That's
illegal immigration. I don't care about this issue enough to even care about that. I'm just saying the term illegal. Illegal. If you entered the country illegally, you are a criminal. That's all I'm saying. If you entered illegally, you are a country, man. If you entered the country illegally, you are a criminal.
That's false. No.
Disagree.
They
and
signed
that's why I'm sure a lot of these
they
celebrities
signed up
don't care
for the green
about
card.
They don't care about
They
that.
signed up for the green card. No, when
A lot of
the
them
reason
didn't.
why they got jobs at
A
your
lot of
local
them didn't,
hotels,
man.
they got jobs at your factory, they got jobs at your airport, they got jobs at your restaurant, is because they filled out the paperwork. Why they got driver's license, why they got bank accounts, is because they literally filled out the paperwork. So if that's criminal, they're waiting on their citizenship court dates. Now, granted, let's take race out of the issue. Now y'all are okay with police having no due process, okay with them raiding our homes with no
They not
warrant.
police.
Y'all are okay with
Those
that.
are federal
You're okay
agents,
with them.
man.
Y'all are okay with
Those
them
are federal
arresting
agents.
us for peaceful assembly.
I'm
Y'all are
fine
okay with them arresting us for
with them
peaceful assembly.
kicking out
Y'all are
illegal
okay with
immigrants.
arresting
I'm fine with
reporters.
it.
Hip hop.
I'm fine with
Hip
them
hop.
kicking out
Hip hop.
illegal immigrants.
You're okay with arresting people for speech. Hip hop. You're now okay with getting arrested for speech. That's what's involved in this.
No, we just don't care.
Okay, and being arrested
It's just
for
not our
speech.
issue. This just ain't our issue.
Yeah, okay, so your opinion shouldn't matter. If you don't care about
It
human
don't
life,
matter.
you
We
can't
don't
be
care.
hip hop.
We don't care.
You can't be
We-
hip hop.
We don't
You
care.
can't. Okay, you're
It
not
just
hip
is
hop.
what it is.
You're not
You
hip
can't
hop.
force
And
us
don't
to
be
care
talking
about
about
stuff.
Martin Luther King.
Hip
Don't
hop
be
care
talking about
man.
Malcolm X.
Hip hop
Don't
care
be
about
talking
black
about Fred
issues,
Hampton.
man. We care about
Because
black
all
issues.
of these people care.
They got their own
All of
artists
these
that they
people
can be
care.
doing their own thing. Let Lefty Gunplay make a whole album
No,
about
niggas
ICE.
is getting arrested. I don't know if y'all know
Let
that.
Lefty Gunplay make an album
No,
about
bruh,
ICE.
bruh. Niggas is getting
These
arrested. I don't know if y'all know that.
guys, right? These same guys that you
Niggas is
defending.
getting arrested.
You got
Do you know that
these,
we're
you got
still
plenty
filling up the
rappers.
prisons?
You got plenty Mexican rappers out there talking shit about how they wouldn't sign to a black man and how they don't care about
we're
black
still
people. This
filling
and
up the
that.
prisons.
So
Us.
they got their own rappers that can talk about their own issues. Let they people do it.
We're still getting arrested.
Let the
We are
Mexican
still getting
OT.
arrested.
Let that Mexican OT drop that. Let him make the song about ICE. Why we ain't talking to them?
We are still getting arrested.
We got issue about
stopped.
J.Cole? We got issue with J.Cole and Kendrick Lamar not talking about it when OT the Mexican and Lefty Gunplay not even dropping their own ICE songs.
Don't be telling me nothing
Let
about
them make their own ICE songs.
I'm just saying, man.
Don't try to make this a black issue.
No problem.
They got their own artists. They got Fat Joe. Let Fat Joe make a song about ICE.
But don't be.
Why y'all not asking him? Why Joe Budden ain't asking Fat Joe to make a song about ICE?
I think that y'all think this issue is about Mexicans.
Why we not asking Nicki Minaj to make a song about ICE or Cardi B? How come why we not asking immigrants to make songs about ICE? They got their own Latino artists. They got their own artists. They got their own spokespeople. They got their own artists. When black people have black issues, we made songs about our own black issues to talk about our own black shit. Let them make their own songs to talk about their own shit.
Who did that? Who did that? What black person said that this issue is only black? Who?
James Brown.
You missed the point, man. You missed the whole point.
False.
You missed the point. Again. You missed the point of what I'm even talking about.
James Brown didn't want to make it political.
He still, like I said, why aren't you asking Latinos to make ICE songs?
I'm sure they have.
Why we ain't holding them? Why are we kicking J. Cole and Kendrick Lamar back in when there's plenty of immigrants? Where Busta Rhymes at? Busta Rhymes an immigrant? Where's his ICE song at?
Okay,
but you're
saying that
they care about this issue. Why are they asking us to care? They got their own people that can care. They got their own people that can make their own ICE songs.
So you think that I'm saying fuck black people?
You think that I'm saying fuck black people? I don't even know what you're talking about, man. I didn't say none of that. I'm saying we asking black people to speak up on an issue. We asking black people to speak up on an issue that we really don't even care about like that, right? We really obviously don't really care about.
I didn't ask you any. I
didn't
ask black people
and they have their own representation.
I didn't ask black people nothing.
They got Bad Bunny that can make the ICE songs. They got Fat Joe.
I didn't ask black people nothing.
They got Busta Rhymes. They got Nicki Minaj. They got Cardi B. They got other immigrants that can make the songs about ICE and what they people going through. They can talk about it directly. They got that Mexican OT.
Said I only
they
care
got
about
Lefty Gunplay. They got all these people that can speak on their own issues.
What revolutionary do we have? What revolutionary do we have that said we only care about our issues?
My point. We don't need one. We don't need one. We don't need one right now.
Was it Malcolm X niggas? Was it Martin Luther King, niggas? Okay then.
We
You know what I
don't.
mean? Like, we gotta stop, man.
I don't even know what
We
you
gotta
just said
stop.
right there.
And now again, if y'all don't care, you don't have to care. You don't have to care. But please stop hyping up Martin Luther King. Please stop hyping
Why?
up Malcolm
Why do I?
X.
Why?
Please stop hyping up the Black Panthers. Please stop hyping up Fred
No,
Hampton,
I want.
because these people cared. These people cared.
Do with ICE.
These people cared. Yeah, the fact that y'all don't know is, you know,
I
that's
don't.
too bad. That's too bad. You know what I'm saying? I'm that's kind of crazy that you don't know, but okay. You know what I'm saying?
Again,
We should do the history, because the fact is there is no black leader that we had that said that we only care about us. That never happened. That never happened. Never. There's no artist that said, well, I only care about black people. That never happened. They all said that this is cross-racial, meaning injustice one place is injustice for everybody. They said that. Every revolutionary we had said, besides us, we don't want to see injustice, period. They said across the board, they said, we don't care who it is. If you are raiding people's houses without a warrant, we not rocking like
again,
that.
I don't think that's.
We not
I don't.
rocking.
I think if you want to make political music, you want to have political rhymes, and you can do that. I'm not knocking you, but if you don't want to do it, that's fine too. And I don't think.
Yeah, but we don't respect you.
Well, I
We
do.
don't respect you.
I do. That's you speak
Yeah,
for
you
yourself.
okay.
You speak
I'm just
for
saying,
yourself.
if you ask people who are the greats,
You don't respect. You don't
notice
respect.
they
You don't.
always pick a political person.
You don't
If you
respect.
ask
You
someone
don't
who are the
respect
greats,
you don't respect what J.Cole did with the fall off because he didn't have no ice songs.
I reviewed it. Y'all can
But
listen
you
to
just
my
say
review.
we don't respect you.
Your review. I'm just saying in general, right? Do y'all notice how every time we talk about who we respect, it's always someone that had a political opinion?
I didn't listen to the record. Did Ron's Cause have anything about ice on his record? I didn't hear it. Did he? Did he have something about?
Bro.
I'm asking. Did Ron's Cause have something about ice on his record? I didn't hear it.
Yes.
He did. Okay.
Yes. When you ask people who are your top fives, right? Your top fives is Jay, Nas, Cube, Public Enemy, Chris One. I mean, do y'all realize all these people had a political opinion? That's all I'm saying.
Again.
Like when you bring up your cultural greats, Martin Luther King, Malcolm X, across the board, they was like, we don't care what the race is. We against the whole system, period. They didn't care who or what, or yes, they was for black people, but they was against the entire infrastructure globally. When y'all watch the Bad Bunny halftime, and y'all see them people, working in the sugarcane fields, you know who else was working in them sugarcane fields? You know how many bodies was getting buried out there? So again, I'm not asking people to care. I think people are saying, I have to force you to care. And that's the disconnect. But when you act like our leaders didn't care or our greats didn't care, history shows that they kind of cared, bro. I mean, I'm just saying, like, they did care. Now, if you don't care, then you're a new generation of black person. Because
I'm getting so tired of everybody asking black people to come to the rescue and have to say and do.
I understand that.
And also, I'm just getting so tired of that shit. Like I said, people got their own representation, man. We speak up for everybody. We have our time and place when we do that type of stuff. But they got their own people.
When you God, people
and like
call
I said,
for God.
man, we calling out black artists to talk about ICE. Like, I mean, come on, man. It's enough. Like I said, why we not talking to Ricky Martin and OT the Mexican and Lefty Gunplay and all these people with immigrant background?
They got songs.
We got Luke running for governor or whatever down there and running for Congress or whatever he running for. They got enough representation and they got their own people.
You know what he said his number one priority was? You saw what Luke's number one priority was? His
immigration. And now all of a sudden he's a Jamaican. He's a Jamaican.
Why do people always keep calling on Jesus? Because they expect his help, right? So I'm not saying it's fair. I'm sure Jesus is like, bro, can y'all stop calling me? But okay, so black people have built a certain reputation for solving problems, right? And maybe that's unfair, right? And I understand because it's tiring, it's exhausting, but we built a reputation for solving cultural problems. So people are looking at us. Yes, maybe it's unfair. Yes, and I will agree with that point that when Super says he's getting tired of people looking at black people, yes, I can agree with Super's point there. But our reputation is always solving problems. That's in our reputation.
Yeah,
And
but like I
maybe,
said, man, y'all can't
you know
make
what I
us
mean?
care about something we really just don't care like that much
But
about.
I'm not asking you to care.
I mean, I'm not even gonna say that we don't care. It's just not our issue like that. This is a country issue. This man got voted in by 65% of the people he kicking out and deporting. So it's just ain't our issue, bro.
True.
This ain't our
True.
issue. I mean,
But I'm just saying, when people look at Jesus, they expect to see blessings. So what do you think they look at when they look at us? That we're not the equivalent of Jesus. But what I'm saying is, they're like, these are the people that came out of Martin Luther King's stock?
Well, maybe I'm just too
That's
simple.
crazy.
Maybe I'm just too simple. When I
That's
hear an artist make
crazy.
an album
These are
about,
the people that freed themselves
well,
from slavery?
maybe I'm too simple.
That's crazy.
Maybe I'm too simple. When I hear an artist say he's making an album about his 29th year and his 39th year and about his hometown, that's what I expect. When I see somebody win an award for Luther that sampled Luther Vandross and he's going to shout out their family and he wants to give homage to the people that made that record that came before him, that's what I expect. I don't have any expectation for him to say anything else besides whatever he wants to say. Now, if he chose to do that, he could. If he doesn't, I think there's room for all types of hip hop. And I think we're on now in the social media age that we're in this political climate that we're expecting everybody to make certain type of music for that you deem worthy, that you can say, oh, I put my stamp on of approval. Or
Yes.
No, you can make music how you want to make music. If you want,
I understand you can. Ron. When Ice Cube came out with his last album, right? I said, man, I expected Ice Cube to talk about politics, a little bit more. People may say, well, that's, you expected too much, but it's only because I grew up on Ice Cube. Do you feel what I'm saying? It's not that he has to give me something. It's that I'm conditioned by his history to it's like if Public Enemy comes out with an album, I kind of already expect something. So again, Kendrick Lamar doesn't have to do nothing. But Ron, can you see why people of this generation would look at Kendrick like he's the modern Ice Cube?
Yeah, but who? Like who?
Us.
I don't think
and the entire
if you
country.
if you even look at the people that's even questioning and asking for us to even be having to talk, they all got immigrant background. I want to say even Joe Budden is like an immigrant. Like he won't us to talk about an immigrant issue. I mean, I think it's an unfair shot at us, like we cowards for not caring about a certain issue. And then what if they do? What if they did care about the issue and then they came out with a song opposite of the way that the herd think? Then people would be mad about that. So
that's what I think Jelly Roll should do. I think Jelly Roll should come out and be like, I'm happy that people are getting deported. I think he should do that.
Right. And if they put it in a song form on why they support it, and then like people, they might get mad about the way that they feel, and then that's another way for people to be kicking their back in. So I think that I agree with what you said earlier, Ron. If you uncomfortable talking about the situation or if your passion isn't truly there, I prefer you to be quiet than to be virtual signaling or just getting up there and making a statement when, like I said, when half of Hollywood most likely voted for Donald Trump, but they all getting up there grandstanding and making.
I don't think they knew that this was going to happen. I don't think the people that voted.
I think that they did know. He said he was deporting them. I think the people that voted for Donald Trump knew even the people that voted for him knew that they was getting deported.
Not by a paramilitary group. I don't think no one predicted that.
ICE wasn't invented by Donald Trump.
But all right. So everybody thinking that this is the same country we've always had, that's fine. I think there are some stark differences between Trump and other presidents.
He said he was
now,
going to do
again, we're acting as if people are co-signing this from our culture. I think that number is very limited. I think that number is very limited.
They co-signed it. The people that's getting deported co-signed it.
Exactly. Right. And that's why I understand if black people don't get involved, I understand because they co-signed it. But if a person that's not black and they look at a black person, they're seeing someone that freed themselves from slavery, bro. That's a whole different context. So when they're looking at you like, bro, could you like possibly do something to help?
We could say no. Already. We did already. We
could say no. But the same thing,
man, we did already, bro.
If people ask Jesus for help and Jesus says no, He has the right to say no. But the reason people ask Jesus for help is because he has the reputation for helping. We built a reputation for backing down the government. I'm sorry, like maybe we did too good of a job, but we built that reputation. We did that, not us
And
personally.
we also have a reputation of being
We
too
did that.
forgiving. We got a reputation of being too
Yes,
forgiving and
yes,
sticking our
yes,
neck out and getting
yes,
backstabbed, like too. So
yes.
I mean, we hey, this goes
We
back to what
we
this goes back to getting on code and 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 understanding where people that try to warn you, telling you something. I mean, we've
true.
been so right now. I think it's unfair for you to be like, "Hey, forgive us now. We willing to listen now." No, man, y'all just
No,
this was less than 2 years ago. Like
no.
so,
I'm just
hey,
saying like this, and I'll take it on a religious thing just to take it to the height. If you tell me you're religious, then I ask you to do something religious and you get mad at me, I understand, right? But it's only because you said you were religious that I asked. That's all I'm saying. Like we said we are this, like we are freedom fighters. That's what we said. So we don't have to do that. But being that that's our reputation, my brother, that's what I'm saying. Like hip hop too, hip hop itself has been fighting the system. So now that it's quiet, we all can agree hip hop is very politically quiet. So people are like, that's different, you know what I mean? Not that we have to get political again, but they're just not used to the silence of hip hop. They're used to hip hop being loud because we built a
I mean,
reputation
I
for
think
being
that we
loud.
just care about what we care about. When it's an issue that fit us, we speak out on it.
All right, cool. So
I think
we got to stay there. If
they
we're
got,
gonna build no
but
alliance,
when it affects us,
if
and
we're
like I
gonna
said,
build no alliance,
it got to
then we
affect
got to
us.
stay there.
It don't affect us.
No, we're getting locked up. We're filling up prisons every day. Trust me,
Yeah, but
we're
not
filling up
by
prisons
ICE.
every day.
That ain't
But
got
but
ICE
but
ain't our
it's the
ICE
same.
ain't
It's
our
the same
issue,
group.
man.
It's the same group.
ICE
But
ain't
I'm
our
just
issue.
saying,
And
if we're gonna, if
that's the one thing. Like I said, that's the one thing that they gonna have to like take that. Don't look upside our head like we doing y'all wrong or something.
no,
We ain't doing y'all wrong.
Joe Button is black. Joe Button is
I'm just saying
black.
we not doing them wrong for because they going through
I
what
don't
they
think he
voted
said
for.
he's wrong. I don't think he was saying
We
his is
not
wrong.
wrong for not having care for an issue that we told them not to vote for. And I'm saying we
I understand.
as in the majority of black people. I didn't support the Democrats.
I
So
understand.
I'm gonna be upfront and honest. I didn't support the Democrats. So it is what it is for me. So I'm speaking on the 80 to 90, damn near 90, 88% of black people that went out,
I understand.
spoke out against this administration,
90%.
told these people what to expect, and
True.
still 65 to 70% of them went out and voted for the man.
He told them what to expect. He told everybody what
He
was gonna
told them
happen.
No,
what to expect.
no,
Right. He
no.
told them what to expect.
He ain't said he didn't say that he was going to be arresting people with no criminal record. He
He
did
said
not say
illegal
that.
immigrants.
He did not say that. But you are missing. You think all of them are automatically criminal, but there is
I
context there. If I come to America on a visa and I apply for my green card, yes, you could say I'm criminal. But
I
I applied, my brother. I went down to the immigration office. I filled out all the paperwork. I went and got a job. You told me to go get a job, so I got a job. You told me to get a driver's license, so I got a driver's license. So yeah, you can call me a criminal, but I just followed the paper. You told me to follow the paperwork, my G. That's all you
I mean,
told me.
I think that this issue is not as open and shut as people like to pretend that it is either. I mean, illegal immigration is a manipulation of our economic system and the way that jobs pay and the way that the jobs that are available to actual US citizens. So it's not just an open and shut
Issue.
not or even an issue. Yeah, a lot of this. I mean, some people might have a racist issue with this, where they just looking at it as a straight up Latino thing, and they don't like Latinos for whatever reason. But there's another side to this, to where it is an economic issue, and it is about the wages and job and employment for actual citizens of the country. You
That's
know,
true. That's
I mean,
true.
so it's a sticky issue, and I think that for us to just have or just feel like people should just automatically feel a certain way because that's the way that the herd wants you to think. I think that is
No, I think the whole country is talking about this issue. So I don't
Yeah,
think
but I'm saying, but some people are for it and some people are against it. So it's not an open and shut thing.
Exactly. Exactly. So some people are for and against. That means that all this super heightened energy, you're working against yourself. Because if you look at immigration and you really look through it, you're going to find 10 different points. Five you may agree with, five you disagree with. So this means by you waiving this huge opinion, you're also waiving the things that you agree with. When we talk about economics, right? Some immigration lowers the economics. Some immigration, the majority of it actually, heightens the economics. It just depends on what sector we're talking about. So when we say the whole country, no, each country has a different, each state has different economics. They have different jobs in that state. Some are high in construction, so we may lower the economics with that, right? We're expanding the home building, but the American or African American construction worker, this thing may lower. Now, if you're in tech or something, your paycheck didn't lower; it got higher. If you're in the medical field, or if you're in restaurants, or if you're, you know what I'm saying? So
But that's part of the
it's like
problem, though.
this. It's
That's
like
part of the
this.
problem. A lot of those jobs that you're talking about those are the jobs that built up the American middle class. And I think that since
Okay.
the illegal immigration has come in, jobs like construction, jobs like working in the medical, or not medical, but even like the medical working fields, and a lot of these warehousing jobs,
Right.
and those jobs
IT,
have been
IT,
infiltrated.
IT
But
is the
some of
impact.
Right,
that,
those
some
jobs
of
have been
that we're
but
doing
those
better.
jobs a lot of those jobs have been infiltrated by a lot of illegals, and that has erased the whole middle class.
Well,
That illegal immigration itself has really been the problem with erasing the middle class, to be
a
honest with
lot
you.
of us racially though, in my view, a lot of us don't share the same jobs. When we talk about Mexican and black, we don't work together. But in some capacity, what I'm saying is we're making sweeping comments about the whole country where it's not all the same. It's not. And who gets it's funny to me that rich people always never catch any blame. They always fall out the back door. When Barack was president, he said, yeah, I could have an issue with illegal immigrants, but let's keep in mind that we're the ones hiring them. What he was saying is, y'all want me to be mad at the guy who shows up to work, who filled out the paperwork, and now I'm mad at him, but I'm not mad at the guy that hired him? That doesn't make sense. That's what Barack was saying. That doesn't make sense. I'm mad at the worker, but not the boss. How does that make sense?
I agree with you when you say that too. I think that this is a political football. I mean, one moment it's the Democrats that want to kick all the illegals out of the country. The next moment it's the Republicans hiring at their corporations and business, hiring all the illegals, and then the next moment it's the Republican president that's trying to kick them back out the country. So this is just a game that they use, and this is another part of the problem that I think a lot of American citizens have with illegal immigration. I think that they understand that this is how the elite is playing. They this is a elite game plan. The Republicans and Democrats use illegal immigration to benefit them, especially if you're rich, like you said.
Of course.
These corporations are mostly probably led by conservative voting people,
Of
and
course.
so they take advantage of the system as well. So I think that a lot of people. This is why a lot of people are in support of deporting a lot of illegals, because they look at them as being manipulated to help manipulate our system for the rich. Like they
I mean, yeah,
either
yeah,
way,
but if you
whether Republican or Democrat, the elite they on both sides. So these illegals are manipulating the system on behalf of the elite. You know what I'm saying? So I think that that's another problem that we really
I
have with it.
can't co-sign. Some of these guys is too broke to be elite. But I hear what you're saying though.
No, I'm not talking about the illegals being elite. I'm saying that
Right.
the elite use the illegals
Yeah, yeah.
on both ways. You know what I'm saying?
No,
So
they do. They do. But that's also just what I'm saying. So it's like now, if you're a criminal, you're out here doing crime, you out here just running rapid, and you get deported. Okay, that's fine. But a lot of these people, they did fill out the paperwork, my G, and they're getting
I agree.
arrested too. And it's like, hold on, bro, I did what y'all asked me to do. Like, I'm coming from a poor country, right? where there were American military, shooting up our villages. So I ran and came here. Then
Right.
y'all said to fill out all this paperwork. So I filled it out. That's why I got my driver's license. Then I went, I worked, I got myself a truck. I did all this shit. I followed what y'all told me to do. Now you putting me in handcuffs and you not even taking me home. You taking me to like some whole other place. Like I was from El Salvador. Y'all took me to Guatemala. Y'all took me to Honduras. Like, come on, bro. I filled out the paperwork. And that's all I'm saying. Like
Right.
a lot of these people, they actually just went through the process. And I don't have to cape for them. I'm just letting us know that that's what happened. That's
I
all
mean,
I'm
the
saying.
situation it's a sticky situation, and I think it's just unfair for us to just expect for these guys to just feel one way about it. Because I feel different than the way you feel. I'm sure Ron feel different than the way I feel in certain different ways. So it's not an open and shut, clear cut issue to just think that these guys are on the wrong side of justice, or you know what I mean. No, it's not that simple. So I think that
Understand.
And I
I
don't want
understand.
I don't want to have my
I ain't mean to get
tinfoil
hype on you
goofy
because
on
I wasn't
a
getting
tinfoil
hype on
goofy on
you.
real
That
quick.
I
And it's not.
yeah.
I'm not saying we all have different
yeah, hold
opinions on
on.
the matter. What I'm saying is, I think this messaging is coming from somewhere else. It's not an organic message. Now, I get what you're saying, Leroy. You expect an artist that's been speaking politically for years to have a comment about the current climate that's going on in the country. I get all that, right? Because that's the expectation. If you listen to someone's discography over a period of time, that you would think this
Right, right.
person will have something to say. But when podcasters start saying that they're disappointed that J. Cole doesn't have a message on the fall off, it seems like this
Mhm.
message is coming from somewhere else. And that's where it sounds disingenuous to me. Because I don't think
Okay.
if you really was a student of the album, you understood what he said the album was about, why would you even have that expectation that he would have a
Yeah.
record on there about that? So I'm saying the
Right.
message
I agree.
Where would it even fit in at?
No, I agree. I agree. And now he did mention something about Gaza in there, you know what I mean? And it's like, so I agree with everybody's point. And just to be clear, when I'm getting hype, I'm not getting hype on my brothers. I'm getting hype because I'm hip hop. Like we get hype when we talk, you know? So I just don't want it to get misconstrued like that's hip hop. I'm a hip hop dude, but I'm just saying, I'm kind of surprised too that hip hop is so silent. Now, they don't have to say nothing about politics, but I can't say I expect it, but it's a different energy. It's like for the first 20 years or 30 years of hip hop, it had a strong political voice. So now that it doesn't have that voice, it's just a
Yeah,
little
but
weird.
but but this
It's just a little
it's
weird.
still like I said though, Leroy. But most of those issues was black issues, and it was black people talking about black things that they wanted, or issues that they felt was important. And so, like I said, man, hip hop is a diverse. It's diverse now. They got enough representation, and people got enough to where if it's white issues that white people care about, it should be a nice, decent, good white rapper to come out and explain and talk about their issues. I
They
mean,
got those. They
yeah,
got
they got
those.
those. So I think that it's fair. It's fair for if it's fair for people to say whatever they want. I get it. If you
It's
feel
all
like
fair,
yeah, it's all fair. If you feel like
but
Kendrick has built up a representation or reputation of speaking out on issues, but like I said, most of the issues that I think that he even talk about is more directly to him. It's more of a black issue. It's more of an issue that he care
I
about or he
understand.
feel that's
I
important enough to talk
understand.
about.
But when I talk to black people, they mention names like Martin Luther King, and then they say, "Well, I studied this person." Then they mention names like Malcolm X. They say, "I studied this person." So these people that you're naming, so you can't just be throwing out these names. Now, yes, they can because they're black and they have the right to do that. But when you say I've studied Martin Luther King, that means you studied him. You feel me? Like, so if I'm asking you if you care, it's not that I'm just assigning it to you, but I'm just questioning your study. You know what I'm saying? That's all. Because Martin definitely cared, bro. Like, he didn't care about them more than us, but he was just saying like, I don't care what happens. Any injustice, I got a problem with. So when now we're pivoting, we're saying that we don't care about an injustice if it ain't personal to us. So if that's the pivot, then okay, we can make the pivot, right?
I
But
mean, like I said, it's a
I
sticky
think
situation, Lee, where every illegal immigrant here don't have a paperwork and green card process, and
right,
they don't.
true,
So it's go both ways, man. It's
true.
not just the open and shut issue.
Some are
And
criminals, straight up. Some are criminals.
we sitting here having these discussions. These dudes are just regular rappers and shit. They not. they probably not even paying attention
Well,
to
my
that.
thing is, let's say we're all in school together. You're the black kid. Ron is the Mexican kid.
Then why I gotta
I'm
be that?
the okay. I'll be the Mexican kid. I'll be the Mexican kid, and Ron, you the African kid. Right?
Damn.
So I'm throwing Africa on you. So every day we show up, we get beat up. Right? Let's say a group of white kids beat us up every day. At what point do we say, you know what? Let's just all fight them out together. You know, because we're all getting beat up. So why not we just fight?
This is their lesson to learn. Hey, this is their lesson
Okay.
to learn about getting on code with your fellow minority. You know what I mean? This is a lesson for them. This is definitely a lesson for them.
That I'll agree.
We all got the same common so-called oppressors, same enemy. So instead of trying to align on that side with them, you might want to get with some of the people that's been trying to warn you about the people that you're dealing with and that you're trying to align yourself with. So it can be a learning lesson. They're gonna have to learn a lesson. I think that we've had our arm out. We've been trying for a long time as a people to extend our olive branch to a lot of people. You know what I mean? So it is what it is right now.
Well, I'm just saying sometimes, even though we don't agree, because I'll agree with you. If somebody voted for something and then they get something bad, part of me wants to say, bro, you voted like that. But then sometimes I gotta put my ego to the side and say, you know what, I'm not gonna help you, but I feel you though. I feel your struggle. I'm not gonna help you, but I feel you.
I mean, I think we feel them, but like I said, it's just this your struggle that you gonna have to go through. This is what y'all asked for.
Understood. So that's all. Like, you know, at this point, Kendrick has the right to not be political. Cole has the right to not be political because what they've said everything political. Like, if you heard the albums, Kendrick basically is like, if Malcolm X could rap, he would basically be Kendrick Lamar. You know what I'm saying? So he don't have to say nothing else. If Kendrick Lamar wants to rap about food for the rest of his career, he has the right to do that. Okay.
I mean, GNX is not a political album either. You know what I mean? It's not like an album that's political. So I thought what Kendrick did when he won his Grammy or whatever, he spoke about hip hop and the current stage and the current moment in hip hop. That's what he felt was important to talk about. I mean, I thought that was good enough. Everybody else got up there. They made their statements about whatever they cared about.
Yeah.
He got up there and he made his statement about the situation or the current, the current situation that we have in hip hop. You know what I mean? So, I think that's his issue right now.
If you're constantly winning awards, right? At some point, I expect you to win the award because you keep winning in the past. So then when you go up there to get your award, you don't have to say nothing. Again, I'm not telling you you have to. You absolutely don't have to do shit. But if you put a Mexican dude on your record and you know you're gonna win the award, I think you planned that, bro.
I mean, but it's even a lot of Latinos. It's a lot of Mexicans, Latinos, and legal Latinos in the country that's against illegal immigration too. It's a lot of them. You look online, man. I see a lot of other Latinos speaking out against illegal immigration too.
Definitely.
Let me ask y'all a question.
And that's what I mean. Like,
why come Tony Romo didn't say nothing? Why come Tony Romo not saying nothing?
Mexicans attack other Mexicans all the time, bro. Like, their gang wars are vicious, bro. So I'm not surprised that Mexicans have a problem with other Mexicans. Their gang wars are quite vicious, my G. So it's like, I'm not surprised, you know what I mean? But I think they would be better off if they unified. That's me. They don't have to unify for me because I don't get nothing from that. But I think as a people, they would be better if they just unified as Mexicans.
Like I said, salute to everybody. I'm flattered as a black person that y'all look at us as like the X-Men or Avengers or
as walking Christ,
Captain Planets, yeah, right, or the saviors or whatever. But if y'all want us to have that responsibility, then get on board. Like,
we defeated slavery.
Get on board.
On that note, hit like and subscribe. Make sure you leave us a comment. Let us know, should rappers get political? If you're in Florida, if you're in South Florida, will you be voting for Uncle Luke of the 2 Live Crew, Luke Skywalker, as your next congressman who says illegal immigration is his #1 issue to tackle? But anyway, hit like and subscribe. Leave us a note in the comment. Let us know what you're thinking. I want to go to one more topic for tonight. And this is an MC that that really super put me on. I know Leroy, you've been speaking about him for a little bit. It's brothers from the Bay Area, LaRussell. He had a Super
Yeah.
Bowl performance a couple weeks ago. I didn't get a chance to catch it, but I heard it was dope. So he was out there for the festivities because the Super Bowl was in the Bay. He had some interesting comments about Lil Wayne. So we're gonna talk about him, and also we're gonna talk about Sahai the Prince as well. So Leroy, what's your thoughts about this commentary about his
Right.
comments about Lil Wayne? And I've got my thoughts, but I want to let you kind of cook up and see. Is it
Okay.
fair? Is it
I
fair or
mean,
foul? I'm gonna say I'm gonna pose it like this: is it fair or foul? LaRussell kicking in Lil Wayne's back like that. Is it fair or foul?
right. Well, to me, right, and I've kind of been on this for a while though, so that's why I'm not really tripping that hard, but it's like I respect Lil Wayne. So if I say something against Lil Wayne, it's taking as I don't respect him, and I think that that's the miscommunication. If I'm critiquing the substance of his songs, that doesn't necessarily mean I don't respect the brother, that he doesn't have great skill, because I do respect I do respect him. You know what I'm saying? But I think he's saying that most Lil Wayne songs don't deal with like substance in the context of how y'all would perceive me saying it, right? So I think that's what he's saying, and I can agree there, but that doesn't take away from the great skill that Wayne has. And that's what I think's being lost, right? If I say that substantive wise, Lil Wayne is not comparable to Ice Cube, I'm not saying Lil Wayne is not an incredible rapper. Do you see what I'm saying? I'm just saying in the comparison, like if I say Lil Wayne is not as substantive as Razzcast, again, I'm not saying Lil Wayne isn't an incredible rapper. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying on how I'm using the word substance. Now on the flip side, when Lil Wayne wants to go there, like we're talking about songs like Georgia Bush or God Bless America, Abortion, which, Belly of the Beast, Mirror, and we're talking about songs like that. Yes, we know that he has the ability to go there, but he was saying the majority of his songs don't go there. So I could agree with that. I mean that's you know
I think,
I could
I mean, listen, I hear what LaRussell is saying, but really, is he like the right guy to even be saying this for real? Like, I mean, that's my
that's a
real
question.
problem. That's my problem with what he's saying. I mean, I get what he's saying. Like, I understand. But if we're going compared to you, like compared to what LaRussell does on the
Mm.
microphone, I don't think that he's that much majorly out there substance wise, like ahead of Wayne or nothing like that. I mean, most of his songs is some cool Bay repping
Yep.
songs. You know what I mean? Like
Wrong
dancing a
messenger.
little bit, having, yeah. I mean, he might preach and talk
Right.
about his independence a little bit, but other than that, I mean, he make feel good music,
Yeah.
dance songs, and songs
Yeah.
that's not really
It's
to
gonna
me.
come back to hit him.
Right,
It's
but
gonna
I
come
don't.
back to hit him.
Right, because I don't look at him as being a substance heavy guy really like that either. You know what I'm saying? If we really
Right.
gonna
And
just
yeah,
if we doing that, I
that's
mean,
why. Yeah.
right,
That's why it could come back to hit him, because when his album comes out, now people are gonna be like, "Well, you talked about this substance." You know what I'm saying? So
right.
you got to be careful when you make judgments on somebody else, because it could very well come back, and now the camera's on you. You know what I mean? So
Even
yeah,
though
it is
I,
what.
as a rap fan, I agree with what he said. I don't think Wayne got much substance. I think it's pretty much bars
Bars.
and metaphors. You know what I mean? It's bars and metaphors from
And
Wayne.
that's okay.
Like Ghostface.
But my thing is
Like I
that's okay.
Yeah, that's
Why?
fine. Right,
Yeah, I
no,
think
yeah, it's
right.
I think
no,
you
there's
got
nothing
this
wrong with it.
bad connotation of somebody just spitting bars and got metaphors, and
I
that makes
agree.
their whole catalog irrelevant. It's okay. There's lanes for
No,
different people. You have your conscious rappers, you have your street rappers, you're gonna have your dope boy rappers, you're gonna have your lyrical miracle rappers, you have your emo
Yeah,
rappers.
all the categories.
It's all the categories, and it's okay. If that's what you do, that's what you do. Your hustler
Yeah,
right,
rapper. I
it
mean,
is okay.
it's okay. But I think
right.
you
It is
knock you.
okay.
Go ahead, Sue.
I'm just saying, and that's what I'm saying about LaRussell. Like, it's like if somebody was to label him just as a East Bay, West Coast party song maker. I mean, that's what you know.
Yeah, that's fine. There's nothing wrong
Right.
with that.
There's
There's
nothing wrong
nothing
with
wrong.
that. It's nothing wrong
No,
with
I
Wayne
love.
not being a
Yeah,
substance rapper and just being a guy that focuses on bars and metaphors. Like that's what he did.
yeah. I
That's what he
mean,
built his career on.
Yeah, I mean Wu-Tang, they focus on but specifically Ghostface, he's a bar guy. He focuses on bars. Like, so I'm not mad that that's his focus because
Right.
I mess with bars. I like bars. So I mean, but the thing is, like, I think Kendrick Lamar changed the game. I think Kendrick Lamar winning the way he
I'll be
is
right back. I'll
winning,
be right back.
yeah, I think it draws attention to like a conscious rap. And because I think that the battle between him and Drake, people looked at it as substantive music versus party music. I just think that's how they took it. And I think by Kendrick winning that, Kendrick being in the spotlight, now people are like, hold on, are we supposed to be rapping about substance? I think that's what's happening. Like, literally.
I
You know
didn't
what I'm
see the
saying?
I didn't see the actual thing where LaRussell said what he said. I just caught what y'all. I didn't watch it,
Right. Yeah, but when you
and I
watch
and
it
I
though,
I seen a little bit of the headlines, so I don't know if he was like I don't know
yeah,
how he
he's
was
talking
really
about.
talking about it.
Yeah, because when you watch it though, you'll see that he's talking about the majority. He said the majority of Wayne's song. He said if you take all of Lil Wayne's songs, you'll have a bunch of bars and wordplay, but then a little bit of substance. That's what he said. Like, and he did this with his hands and everything. So you see what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah, but okay,
he
so
made
that's
a
what I'm saying. Like, if how was he like? I get what he's saying, but if he
yeah wrong
do this,
messenger.
yeah, if he do this to himself, what is he saying about himself then? Like, and
It's
that's what
gonna be
that's
the same. It's gonna be the same way. Like, it's gonna be
with less
majority. Like,
bars and metaphors. To be honest with you, it's his is
yeah,
more feel good. Feel good music. It's not really metaphorically heavy or even
that's
really bar heavy either.
that's a
So
fact.
that's what I mean. Is he might he the wrong guy to be like
He the
talking
wrong
about this.
messenger. Yeah, he the wrong messenger. He's young, man. He don't know, man. But he is the wrong messenger. But again, though, I just don't want people to think that, oh, we don't respect Lil Wayne. Yeah, we can respect him, but we just talking about just the music. You know what I'm saying? We gonna have the respect is there, but but then I think Lil Wayne, I think even when he says stuff that is substantive, I think it goes over a lot of people's head too. So because they look at it as not substantive. You know what I'm
And
saying?
don't get me wrong either about LaRussell. I think that he does have substance. Like he's the stuff that he talks about is substance enough, but it's because
Yeah, he got it.
he's
He got it.
he's a humble guy. He preaches being humble, and he's preaching his independent route. He's there is substance there, so I don't want to make it sound like he just. But
Yeah, we know what you mean.
it is what it is when it comes to him. That's his substance. His substance is
Mhm.
he's a cool guy. He throw parties in his
Yeah.
backyard. He grinded on his independent
Yeah.
thing. That is his substance.
I
Shout
mean,
out to him.
yeah. If you're
Right,
from the Bay and you make party music, I completely understand
right.
because the Bay Area, they like that party vibe. Like, that's the Bay Area. Like, we're gonna party. So I can't be mad at a rapper making a bunch of party music in the Bay Area because it only makes sense. It's the same thing as I'm sure many other cities and places. It's the same thing. So he is kind of like the wrong messenger in that conversation. You know what I'm saying? But I think hip hop overall is looking for, like I said, they are looking for some substance only because they're getting less and less of it in their mind. Like, I go find the substance, but I know that people are not really doing that.
I
So
think
yeah,
substance is what really, it's just when you have songs with substance, it's sustainable. Like that's what keeps people coming
right
back. Your party songs and your things like that, unless you make like a super classic anthem or a super classic
in
party
the club.
songs, they're going to be trendy and they're going to come and go. You know what I mean? But if you got
Yeah,
those
it
songs with
wears off. It
right,
wears off.
those songs with substance, they stick around a little bit longer. When your song got a little bit more meaning to it, or it's like there's something that
That's all
there's
it is.
right, if there's some realness to it, people will use those songs as reference points or songs to get through shit or whatever. You know what I mean? So songs with substance,
And
they carry
yeah,
more weight than party songs, to be honest with you. Even though party songs is what gets you hot, but if unless you
right.
making that,
And that's why. Yeah, I'm
go
gonna
ahead.
pivot slightly. It's the same topic, but I'm just adding to it. Like with what Saha was saying, right? And a lot of people take it the wrong way because I'm gonna mince his words up a little bit. But he's saying something about a lot of these dudes, they're college dropouts and they're talking this street stuff and they don't have the life experience to express the streets in a certain way. Now, people are very offended by this statement. You know what I mean? And I can't be mad at them for being offended, but I think he's just saying he just wants people to step up the bars. To me, I think that's
I
all he's saying.
understand what he's saying, and this is another one. I didn't see the complete like I didn't see it completely what he
Right. It was a tweet.
said. But I think that he was relating this honestly to J. Cole.
That's
Like
what people are saying, but it's like
I didn't see. I never seen anything. I haven't seen anything. But this is just what I'm saying because
right.
I think
I
it's
got you.
how people was talking about through this J. Cole release, just how like the connectability and the
Right.
feeling, just that Cole, how he just doesn't give you that feeling because you can kind of tell that he ain't really lived no real life. You know what I mean? Like he's not saying that
Okay.
he not saying that he hasn't lived a real life, but it's just like that. You
Like
know,
in depth in the street.
yeah, right. It's like not saying that you gotta even be a street guy, but it's just like you ain't really lived no real life. You've been young, you've been famous. You might have went through your childhood little struggles, but as far as living a life and for like regular, real
Right.
people
I know what you
to
mean.
really relate to you, you ain't really lived that type of life.
Well, I'm I'm
You
a,
a
I'm gonna
college
read what's
kid, and I get what he's saying. I understand the college kid aspect. There is a disconnect with people coming from a privileged place, especially in hip hop right now. You know what I mean? Like people come now moderately come more from a more privileged place than hip hop in the past. You know what I mean? Our hip hop was streetwise. A lot of these guys right now, they ain't really went through no struggle. You know what I mean at all.
yeah,
Why they book smart more than streetwise, and it
well,
kind
I
of comes
think that
across like that.
if a person almost died before, like it could have been whatever situation, right? And when they tell the story about almost dying, you see how the story is so much more vivid when you hear it. Like if it could have been a car crash, it could have been whatever it was, it could have been an illness, it could have been, but I'm just anything that they almost died, and
Right,
when they tell you the story, it sticks to you because you know that the story is real and it's intense because the person almost died. You feel what I'm saying?
right.
So I think the street element, it has that in it because the person is saying, bro, like I almost died. You feel it? Like you know what I'm saying? So it's like you feel that energy. So I'm not mad at someone who can convey that great. But I think on the other end, the college kids that are faking like they're not the college kids, I think that works against them. I wouldn't fake like I'm not the college kid. I would literally tell you about my college experience in my rap. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I think that we can sense it and we know anyway. Like you can't really
yeah,
fool a lot of people. You know what I mean? And that's why even when it comes down to, I hate to I don't want to make this about kicking J. Cole back in or even like dissing J. Cole. But a lot of people, we did the pod. A lot of people just across the globe kind of had consistent things to say about J. Cole, whether on the positive side or the negatives. The negatives that I was hearing about the album, they were similar. And I don't think that people was just mimicking what they heard. I think that it's a true feeling that people genuinely feel about how they feel about it.
yeah.
So
Now I was a little thrown off. Now I'm not saying their feelings aren't genuine. That's not what I'm saying. Their feelings are genuine. But I think Cole was talking about a lot of real shit. I mean, I felt it. You know, I felt where he was coming from.
I think what Cole was talking about was real to him. It was real to him in his life. It was real to him.
Right.
Right.
So let me say what Saha said. He said, I grew up in an era where your lyricists were from the streets. Now it's a bunch of straight A students who dropped out of college their sophomore year to be rappers. You can tell they don't have any life experiences. They're just good with words. So that's what he said.
I feel like
You
that's
know
a
what I'm saying?
direct shot at J. Cole for real. I feel like that's a direct shot at J. Cole.
I mean, I understand if people think that. I don't think it was directed toward him, but again, I understand if people say
I mean,
that.
it's not even a shot though. You know what I mean? Because like not being from the streets ain't even a knock. Like if you are a college kid that's great with words, so be it. This is rap. This is sport. This is a skill and a talent. You don't have to be no. You don't have to have a body to rap.
It's
You know what I'm saying?
it's
Right. You don't
it
have to
kind of
have a
hurts.
body to be a rapper. You know what I mean? So it's cool that college kids can rap. You know what I mean? Shout out to Kanye West for really kind of building that lane, like where it is, where it's so acceptable now. Because guys like Mos Def and Talib and Common,
Right.
they would have benefited more in this era than they did in that past era. You know what I mean? Like right now, if those guys was popping right now, they'd be.
I'm gonna be real though, man. Like just from my experience, right? A lot of these young rappers, they'll straight up tell you, I'm making this shit up. Like straight up. They'll tell you I'm just making this street shit up
Oh, of
because
course, man.
what they're saying is, bro, I'm trying to make money, bro. So
Right.
when I rap, I'm rapping the hardest street stuff because I need to get this bread. Did I really live this stuff? No. Like they'll straight up just tell you, like, no, I'm straight up lying. I'm straight up making this shit up so I can get my bread. I mean, that's hey.
I mean, at this
You
point,
know what I'm saying?
in hip hop, I prefer that. I mean, the music is because it's so gutter, and you know what I mean. Like it's so. I'm hoping that this ain't real, like for real.
Or yeah, exactly.
Right. I
It's
prefer
real
that. I
though.
want them to be lying. Like I prefer to believe my rappers are lying. We've had this conversation before. I prefer to not believe my rappers, to be honest with you. I don't see nothing
Yeah.
wrong with, just making
Yeah,
good
but we're a little
songs
bit
and
older though.
whatever you
We're
gotta
a little
do.
bit
But
older.
I never did though. I never was expecting Nas to be living his rhymes or Jay-Z or you know what I mean? I never really honestly looked at it like that. Always came up under the impression that anything on TV was fake. So I never really like
Right.
internalized anything like that. If you had a good message in your song, or if you was talking some deep knowledge or something, you know what I mean, like that was important, that will stick with me. But as far as like thinking that you shot
If
a
it's
guy
real.
out, you caught a body, you sold all the dope in the world. As far as me really believing that, no, I never really
It
believed
don't
that. I
matter.
never expected. Yeah, it didn't never matter to me.
See, I thought it was real. I'm not gonna lie. Now, as I got older, then the lights come on a little brighter. But as a child, I'm thinking you're telling me the real thing. And here's the opposite side of the spectrum, right? Let's say you really lived everything, like everything in the street you actually did. Bro, that doesn't absolve you from being a dope MC though.
Right.
Like you still have to write something dope. Like just because you've lived all of everything you're saying, that doesn't mean we accept all of your rhymes, bro. Like you
Right.
still have to be dope at rapping. And that's how I take half of what he said. That a lot of these street dudes, they still have to be dope, bro. You can't just come in here like, yeah, I really lived it. And it's like, we respect that. But that don't make all your rhymes tight. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
It
and that's
don't.
coming. Like I think now, these guys you can actually come in into rap like that now. You don't have to be dope no more. You can just come in with a social media
Yeah, exactly.
and a little bit of
Exactly.
clout and drop a song. You know what I mean? So it is
You
what
could
it
be like,
is
I lived
at
it.
this
People would
point.
be like, yep.
Right.
As far as the college kids route, though, I am a little disheartened by the fact that I know a lot of you college kids is capping, and you don't have to cap. Here's what I'm saying: if you're a law student, a medical student, an architect student, or something, that's valuable information. You can rap about that shit, and it's fucking interesting. Like you're fucking you're driving ambulances, picking up people, saving their life, going into different situations, trying to save people's life. Bro, that's a movie. Like that's a
Right.
legit movie. Do
I
you
mean,
see what I'm saying?
I don't care if a rapper you can be a good rapper you- and just rap about what you seen on the news, like for real.
Yeah,
Whatever you
yeah.
can drop an album and it's just about what you seen on the news. If you
Yeah,
execute it right,
daily reports.
right. If you execute it the proper way and it's dope, that's all that really matters. It don't have to be real. It don't have to be your life. It don't have to be anything related to you. If you an artist and you making dope music and you making concepts that work, and I don't care if you really bust your gun or not. That's irrelevant to me.
Right. So with the
When I was
Saha,
7 years old, listening to Easy E, I didn't believe Easy E. I thought Easy E was hilarious. I didn't take it serious. So
right. So, but I just overall think that the game period now, they are looking for a little bit of authenticity because this is an era of authenticity. And what I mean by that is like if you're on Instagram, right? You're on YouTube, you can't fake for too long. You know what I'm saying? Like you have to be real because you're using these devices every day. So at some point, people are going to see the real person. Do you see what I'm saying? So I
yeah.
think that they expect that from the rappers too, because they're like, bro, I have to be real on my social media. Why can't you be real in your songs? That's what I think that's how I think they feel. Like straight up, like, bro, like I'm real on my page. Why can't you be real in your album?
You remember that? You remember that Dave Chappelle skit? When keeping it real goes wrong.
Yeah,
That's kind of where
yeah.
we at. That's where we at in hip hop right now. We at the real. We're keeping it real goes wrong phase in hip
Right.
hop where these dudes is going to jail. over their rhymes, getting killed over corny rap
Yeah.
social media beefs. And you know what I mean, this is a whole Dave Chappelle skit right now at this current moment in hip hop where keeping it real goes wrong.
Yeah, it's going wrong, bro. It's going wrong. Like,
It's going super wrong.
but it's going super wrong. I'm not gonna lie. Like, if I was really out there rapping, I would make the most goody two shoe rapping, and maybe I will, because I don't even want that attention, right? But I think what people are saying is like they want just authenticity, like, and I can't be mad at people that want that, because I mean, now if it's not authentic, that's okay too. Like, if you're rapping from the perspective of Tony Montana, if the song is fly, I'm still rocking with you. I'm rocking with you. But they want some.
If I'm a current rapper, I'm rapping about everything that I'm not doing in real life.
Exactly. Exactly. Exactly.
That's what they
They
should
ain't
be rapping
catching
about.
me.
Right. They should
They
be
ain't
rapping
gonna
about
catch me,
everything that
bro.
they not doing in real life.
I didn't do it. I wasn't there. I didn't do it. You know what I'm saying? But I think that's what it is. And I think if another rapper said it that I didn't respect, like lyrically, I may look at him sideways, but I do respect Saha as far as lyricism. So if he's saying step the bars up, I kind of respect his bars like enough to say that. It would be the same as if Pusha T was like, man, these gangster rappers need to step it up. I might respect it if he said it. Do you see what I'm saying? Because I can consider the source. You know what I mean? So
Right.
if people are offended, I get it, but I don't think he honestly is trying to offend.
Yeah.
Because if you really live that life, bro, your perspective is powerful because you actually lived it. So
I-
your pen game is probably crazy.
I think
You know what I'm saying?
we're a generation from lyricism being absolutely gone. I mean, think about the world we're living in, right? I mean, because Saha is asking for people to get their pen, sharpen their pen, sharpen their blade
Mhm.
lyrically. But think about, he
Right.
comes from a generation where he could sit within himself and focus on rhymes and think about word structure and bar structure and how you gonna go in and out of the
That's true.
pockets of the rap. These kids ain't doing it. They on these phones. I hate to sound like, man, something that's so
That's true. That's true.
something that's so destructive can be so simple. That's like Slash or
Yeah.
Tom Morello or Dave Navarro or somebody saying, "Hey man, these kids got to sharpen up their guitar skills, but they ain't playing no instruments." You know what I'm saying? The pen is an instrument, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
we're a generation. I'm not trying to be provocative. We might be a generation, and there won't be no lyricists, man. Everything's gonna be vibe music. Everything's gonna be just like I
I
couldn't even
mean,
get my kids all-star game this weekend because they was like, I don't want to see this. My kids, I want to play basketball. I don't want to damn watch you niggas play. You know what I'm saying? It's a different time.
it's the truth. Hey, my
Yeah.
son is a basketball player, and he don't watch basketball, and that's so crazy to me. It's just I don't understand how kids can do that. I mean, we used to watch football and go play football right after, and I used to try to do everything Barry Sanders was doing out there on the field. You know what I mean? So I don't understand how like I said, my son, he got a real passion. He a baller too, but he don't watch the games.
Right, and
Yeah.
it's
I
weird,
would
man.
say
It's
though.
so it's so strange.
He's 16. He's 16 years old too, and like I said, he ball, but he don't watch the game.
It's crazy.
I think just overall, when it comes to like this rap thing, right? If you're making a song based on a real experience, it's probably going to be powerful because the experience itself was real. So that's all I would say. Now people could rap about anything they want. It's no ceiling on what you could rap about, but those real experiences, nobody could really write that better than you. And I'm going to give Sahai the benefit of the doubt that that's what he means. Like,
I
he
mean,
means people just, you know what I'm saying?
I think
Rapping
this
their
is. I
real.
think the same thing that Sahai is saying is kind of the same thing that Benny the Butcher was saying too back a couple months ago.
Yeah, exactly.
Similar. It's
Exactly.
similar. You know, right? It's a similar thing that they really saying.
It basically is. And I kind of agree with them. I don't have to agree with 100% of their point, but I could agree with like 85% of it. And it's just that about like Benny, when he first came in the game, he was saying, well, I really lived this. I'm rapping with a particular detail. So I went to go listen to his music, right? If that's what you're saying. So when I heard the music, I was like, you know what? He's right. Like, he's right. When I listened to his music, I could tell he was there because I know what to
Right.
listen for. And I can
Right.
tell it's real. So I
Right.
can't argue with the brother. You know what I'm saying?
Same thing we were
So
saying.
and
Same thing you saying about
yeah,
my bad, but same thing I'm saying about even like with
yeah.
a Boldy James. You know what I mean? You can hear some authenticity there when they talk about it, or
Facts.
even guys like a G Herbo. You know what I mean? Like some of that, especially like
Facts.
you can hear some authenticity there when they speak about some of these
No
situations
doubt.
for real.
No, because when it's real, it's gonna give you way more in-depth perspective because it actually happened. You know what I'm saying? So I can agree there. And I would just on the other end with that, I do think the college kids, like they should expand on their experience because everybody jumping in the street bandwagon. Like even a lot of the real street guys, they don't even like talking about the street. If you really being honest, like I'm just talking about like in real life, like the real street
Right.
guys, they be like, man, I don't talk about that bullshit. Like that's you know what I'm saying? Like that doesn't
Right.
they're not excited about that. Like, oh, the streets, blah, 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 blah. Like they
Right.
care more about watching the next sport event than they care about what's happening in the street. You know what I'm saying? So it's
Right.
just perspectives, man. But everybody just getting so offended off like a bar conversation, I think sometimes is a reach, man. It's not that serious like that.
I mean,
We'll see.
the street element in hip hop just can never be gone. It is the spirit of hip hop. It's more, and this is where we was going back, even the 21 Savage, the fuck the streets, comments. And it's a similar conversation. Nerds running hip hop. These same conversations keep coming around. It's all built around this same thing that Sci High is talking about, that Benny is talking about, that 21 Savage. It's
True.
a lot of guys that's just representing street stuff and street shit wrong. And it's a lot of glorification or just not enough realness within the glorification. Like you can glorify, but you can still speak on it in a real way at the same time. I think that hip hop just needs to find that proper balance. And like you said, ain't nothing wrong with the college kids talking about college kids shit. And let the street dudes talk about street shit.
Right.
We don't need the college kids trying to talk about street shit. And we don't need the street niggas trying to talk like the college kids unless they're gonna really do it the proper way. You know what I mean? So I think
Yeah,
it's
my only
go ahead. Go ahead.
my only gripe with the street rap is if you're gonna say the same exact thing that the other guy said, that's when it starts to be like a problem to me. That's one. And two, when it comes to like just business, right? Like promoting, right? If you lean too hard into the street thing, it's gonna make your promotion more expensive. You're more harder to do. You feel what I'm saying? Because now you have to deal with promoters and they're worried about the crowd that's going to show up. So it's like it's a way to do it. It's a way to do it. And I think that we should get more sophisticated the more years we've been in the game. Like hip hop's 50 years old. Like when Jay-Z does a concert somewhere, nobody's worried about getting attacked by nothing or nobody because he's framing his gangster rap in a certain way. Like, you know what I'm saying? And so, but just if we're how many different ways of how many different wrist rhymes we're gonna have? My wrist like Betty Crocker, my wrist like, it's like how what I'm saying?
Right.
How many like I cut the bowl be looking like a 360 fade. It's like how many different ways, you know what I mean? Or I whip it up, it looks like pudding, like all these different ways of whipping it up. It's like come up with different ways. Cause I think a lot of we're using the same motif, and that's my only issue. Right. That's my it's picky. I know it's picky, y'all. I know it's picky, but that's my only issue.
One of the things that we really, like I said, hip hop, the originality is already lacking, like a lot right now. It's a lot of repetitive subject matters and repetitive topics. And then we got a lot of repetitive styles and a lot of people copying and doing a lot of repetitive things. That's why originality is kind of so important as far as just separating yourself. The subject matters can be similar and the talking and the concepts going to be similar,
Right.
but if you're doing this with a different style and more originality, then
Right.
it can be accepted still. You know what I mean? So it's just about originality,
Yeah, man.
really, and people just stand in your lane. Stay true to yourself.
It's a lot of stories. It's a lot of stories we never heard. Like when you're really out there in the streets, you see some stuff that never been talked about before. If you're really going to college, you hear some stuff or see some stuff that's never been talked about before. So we still
Right.
have a lot of material that you could bring up that will be fresh because nobody ever talked about it before. So I would just say, like, all the street rappers and the college kids, look for the stuff that hasn't been, that you never heard nobody talk about, because it's there, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? If you're really living that street life, you've seen some shit that is really like unexplainable, or like some shit, you know, that can't be explained. Try to explain it and just see, you know what I mean? Like, try to explain it. Like you wake up like, bro, how am I gonna get my bread today? Like, my phone's ringing, but it's not ringing as much as it should be ringing. Or I'm in a new town, so that's weird being in this town. Explain that feeling, you know, like explain that. Like, why is it weird? You know what I mean? Like, it's levels to this that we could go still. You know what I'm saying? So that's all, man.
Well, we
Right.
had a comprehensive conversation tonight. This was a deep discussion.
Mhm.
We went through a lot of different layers. Hopefully you unpacked them. And sorry for the location. I'm in an undisclosed location right now. I can't tell my whereabouts, but I'm
This
not
guy's Nick Fury.
I'm kind of in the streets, but I'm not in the streets. No, I'm not in the
It's
streets.
almost
I'm in a
obvious.
nice
It's almost obvious where you at right now.
where I'm at. Shit, yeah, damn. I like drop my locations. I
And
don't
you
know
are
some niggas
you
on
basically
Instagram. Well, anyway, yeah, that's where I'm at. Anyway, we got a good show today. Make sure you check out Ransom and Boldy. You know what I'm saying? And my man Nick Craven, Salvation for the Wicked.
Razzcast.
Make sure you check out the new Larry June Currency Alchemist joint. Make sure you check out who else came out? Go check out the
Yeah,
Rap House joint.
Razzcast.
Check out that. Go
young
ahead, Swoop.
Chris, fine wine and steak, man.
Fine Wine and Steak.
Young
Check out
Chris.
that, man. And we're gonna have that playlist on Spotify. We'll have the link in the description. Make sure you check out that curated list by Super. Before we end the night, brothers, what you want to end the night on, man? What's your parting words for the audience before we get up out of here?
My parting words is this, and it's going to be difficult, I know, but you got a lot of people that want to enter into politics, like Stephen A. Smith, Luke, and a lot of people have politics. Bro, politics is very hard to learn. And I think we all should know that. And like, it's not easy to learn politics, my G. So I think that before we like invest in somebody's word or like jump in politics, you got to study that shit, bro, because I myself, I've been knowing about politics like 20 years. I still learn new stuff. Like, it's not no like, you feel what I'm saying? It's not easy to like really know everything about politics. It's not easy to know everything about immigration, economics, crime, you know, all the branches of the government, policy. That this shit is hard, bro, to learn all this shit in detail. If you want to learn it in detail, you gotta go in. So, you know, I just encourage people, like, you can follow someone and you could agree with someone, but when you stand on their opinion 100%, it's like, bro, politics is kind of hard to be 100% right, bro. 100%, that's kind of hard. It damn near impossible to be 100% right on something political. So that's all. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
That's all. Yeah.
Yeah.
And the raps, like, get these bars up. You know what I mean? Get these raps, step these bars up, man. You know what I'm saying?
No doubt, no doubt, no doubt. Well, this is it. It's the Weekend Rhyme. Make sure you hit like and subscribe. Find us on IG. Find us on Twitter. Find us on wherever your socials may be. You just find us. The Weekend Rhyme. We'll be back at it this weekend. I'm your boy Ross. Hey, Super got one thing to say. What is it?
Just get into the music. I say it's been some pretty dope tracks that came out, some dope albums that came out this week. I'm just gonna name a couple real quick. Waka Flocka just dropped something. Hit Boy and Spank Nitty just dropped their album. Shout out to them. Buddha Bless.
What he was gassing on.
Hey, straight up. Buddha Bless dropped a nice like I don't want to say collaboration, but like I don't know what to call it. It's almost like a mixtape style album. You got a lot of features and a lot of guys, like just random people throughout the album. I have gotten a real chance to dig all the way into it, but the song Sister Wives, I like that song off of the album with 2 Chainz and Lil Yachty. It's pretty dope. Fat Mac, a guy from out of Memphis. I mean, not out of Memphis, out of I think he kind of claimed both, but he's out of Alabama. But I think he kind of claimed Memphis in some ways too, though. I think he got love for Memphis at the same time. But he got some dope shit out right now too. It remind me a little bit of Gucci and Jeezy mixed together a little bit. So yeah, it's been some dope music. Shout out to Jill Scott. We didn't get to all the way touch on that, but I like that Old and Nicki song on her album featuring Ab. So that's another dope track that's out right now. So shout out to the music, man.
Nikki Giovanni?
I don't know. I don't know which Nicki that they talk about.
Nikki who?
I don't know.
Okay.
I seen that in the video comment. I seen that in the video comments, but hey, like I said, it sounds like she kind of offering Nicki Minaj some forgiveness. If you really listen to it, I think she's talking about Nicki
Okay.
Minaj.
Okay.
I do. I think she's talking
Got
about
you.
Nicki Minaj. But maybe she's not. It is what it
I'm
is, what it
not
is.
mad at
Whatever.
yeah.
Right. But yeah, Stove
Yeah,
God,
I'm not
man.
mad at forgiveness. I'm not mad, you know?
Dope track from Stove God, like I said before, man. Welcome to my garden. And we gotta be on the watch out for Styles P, man. Styles P drop. I like that ride out, ride in, ride out. I think he just dropped another track just like yesterday or on Friday as well, too. I can't remember the name off top right now, but it's some dope music out. So
He's cooking.
yeah, pretty dope. February been pretty decent right now. Starting off pretty hot.
No doubt, no doubt, no doubt. With that being
Fire.
said, make sure you tap in with us. Make sure you like and subscribe, leave a comment, let us know what you're listening to. This is the Weekend Round. It's your boy Ron. It's Leroy Green. That's Super Duper. We out here.
Yes,
Peace.
sir. To do it.